Okay. Uh-oh, I think I broke it too. Okay, maybe not. I don't do. All right, cool. All right. Boom. And all right, we good. We good. Okay. Jeez. That's a new what? Jeez. Oh, 10 pounds. What up, Shiraj, brother? Let's see. Man, let's look at this real quick. This looks crazy. Looks like a guy went to out of the closet, brother. Check this. I haven't watched it yet. I just saw that I just saw the uh preview, but it looks like a bison, a big ass bison, throws a tourist at Yellowstone. So I guess well, tourists got too close to a big old bison. What up, Sir Keith? Yeah, graphic content. Let's see. Maybe it'll be all right. You saw it? Dude, you better stay in them trees, man. Holy crap. Jeez. What's up, Trey? Why, yes, I do. Yes, I do, brother. Man, that's freaking rough. Little bit of cricket never hurt nobody. Yeah, if I was that guy, I would have stayed by a tree. Man, jeez. Oh, maybe a younger man could. Yeah, man, that's rough. That's rough stuff right there. I mean, coming down on the ground at, I mean, probably 70 plus years old. Yeah, I would get. I'd guess. I mean, depends how hard the dirt is, and like if there was any rocks or anything on the ground. Probably, if he tried to catch himself, maybe broke a wrist or something. But man, I mean, as a doctor, you would know more than me. Dangerous AF, and it's absolutely wackadoo. What up, the king? It's absolutely insanity that people feel so comfortable around wild animals. At least in like Africa, like they spook very quickly. They run right away, and they're like, "Oh, let's go take some pictures." When you're around animals in a zoo, they're well fed, so they're not gonna like consider you food or want you to stay away from their food for the most part. But I mean, bisons eat grass though, so I mean, they can. I mean, that's crazy though. What, strawberry. All right, Bandy. Well, today we're going to be talking about the price people pay for plastic surgery for beauty. So we're gonna watch a video about like people's before and afters and like how much they cost and whatnot. But no, and then we'll go into open topic after the video. But yeah. Jeez Louise, that was rough. Okay, we'll watch that one more time. We'll watch that one more time. Close your eyes, man. Jeez. Look at that guy, dude. He ain't ran like that. Man, he ain't ran like that in years. In years. Thank you. Thank you very much, King Hee. Man. He's like, let's just get a picture with his grandson out there. Yes, that's freaking. How are you, Strawberry? Man. Oh, let's see if there's any info. It says a massive bison, massive bull bison, so a male bison, tossed a tourist into the air, seriously injuring him in a heart-pounding, caught-on-camera attack at Yellowstone National Park. The tourist was walking with his grandson when the powerful herbivore attacked. The bison suddenly charged the two tourists and viciously head-butted. Okay. I thought it meant after he was on the ground. It said injured. Let's look into it. Let's look into it. Let's look into it real quick. Then we'll get into the thing. Yes, that's insane. Yes, I saw how he landed. He looks like he hit the tree on the way down. All right, we'll watch the replay. We'll watch the replay. At least he got him away from his grandson. Man, that thing's knocking the tree over too. It's like, jeez. And boom, man, jeez. And he could have headbutted him on the ground. Like a lot of times, bison, like elephants, like they'll knock you down with their trunks, and then they'll take their heads and they'll like pound their big old freaking foreheads. And bison will do the same kind of thing. And luckily he wasn't interested in him after he hit the ground. Yeah, he jumped that high a long time. They were at Yellowstone, the national park in Colorado. Yeah, Colorado, right? Where's Yellowstone? I can't remember where Yellowstone is. All right, let's find out if we can find out what happened to him. Yes, that sucks. Ribs obliterated. I just got on YouTube and watching Twitch, so I'm new to YouTube. But welcome to YouTube, my friend. Welcome to YouTube. He's lucky the bison was done. Yeah, lucky the bison wasn't a meat eater too. Like if that would have been bears are omnivores, but usually berries and twigs and get meat when they can. Jeez. All right, let's see. Bison injures man at Yellowstone. All right, let's see. Let's see. Grandfather hospitalized. All right. Let's see. I ain't subscribing. What are you talking about? Jeez, look at that picture. Look at this. Look at this picture if they got up there. Look at that. When he gets out of the hospital, he's going to be like, man. Yeah, cooked. Bison breakfast. I've had bison, yeah. All right, let's see if we can find out what's going on here. Cowboy State Daily is apparently as a newspaper. Cowboy State Daily. Okay, Lance Light 8 feet in the air, seriously injured after throwing 8 feet in the air by bull bison. Professional photographer was there to catch that part. What up, Andy? Let's hit the like button. While we read into this guy, hit the like button to say a prayer for this guy. All right, let's see. Man, dude, his freaking hat is in his back pocket. Okay, a man was seriously injured, 8 feet. Michael Leo, professional photographer. Man said he was walking with his grandson when the agitated bison made them targets of aggression. I was just trying to get some dramatic footage of the bison having a fit, he told. Okay, so he's awake at least. I'm looking. It changed my idea. It changed my idea of what to expect from these guys at the time of year, because I would not have predicted that from happening. Oh, that was probably the photographer, the videographer said that. McLeod. Okay, McLeod was the professional photographer. Okay, was camping at the bridge. His wife pointed out the bison. He grabbed his camera and started from a safe distance. He started walking through the campground. He was coming up to a group of kids who were taking pictures with their cell phones from a good distance. When the bison charged, the kids safely scattered, but the bison wasn't done yet. That's when McLeod started filming. I used to be a combat photographer in the army. I could see this thing coming. He said the bison kept running through the campground while occupants yelled and screamed at one another for the threat. After a while, the bison found a patch of dirt to wallow in. Then the victim appeared. He had no idea what was about to happen. They weren't even camping that loop. They were walking along the road, staying quite a ways from the way of the bison, and then it started running at them. Okay, closed up, whatever. The victim and his grandson were there, safe distance, 100 yards from the bison. They stopped for some pictures as he laid down. He was sitting in the dust like bison do with his head out towards the road. McLeod said, when the bisons got up, the grandfather's like, okay, time to leave, and they moved off behind the trees. Then a white pickup appeared. For whatever reason, that set the bison off again. The bison charged at the truck. McLeod said the guys at the truck saw that happening and kept going. The bison then went where the two were hiding in the trees. After expending some energy on a sapling, the bison tore into the trees and chased the victim and the grandson. Okay. While the grandson escaped, the grandfather wasn't so fortunate. The bison chased him around the trees while he tried to escape. The bison hooked him with his left horn on his hip and tossed him into the air. Made a perfect flip, landed on his side. The bison was 6 feet tall, and the victim was several feet above him. Gee, I'm looking. So. Oh yeah. That would do you bad if you got horned, gored, or horn or hoofed, it'd have been done. Just a prank, bro. It's just a prank. All right, let's see. Okay. Observer to the rescuer. When the man hit the ground, the bison stopped but didn't run away. It stood over the man he just tossed, shaking his head in obvious display of agitation. When McLeod said he had to do something, that's when I got the bison's attention. I was really afraid he was going to gore the guy on the ground, so I stopped videotaping and ran at the bison, yelling loud, trying to be as big and intimidating as possible. Following McLeod's lead, the other observers did the same. Darted towards the bison. That was enough to send it running. It really took off when it left. The bison was gone. The victim looked a lot of pain, particularly in his hips and the leg he landed on, but he couldn't see external injuries. One guy held his hand. The other guy pulled security over the side, made sure the bison didn't come back. A gal in the car on the phone with 911. Another gal did a blood sweep, but couldn't find any blood, so that's really good. Yellowstone EMS had been in touch with the victim's grandson. There's been pretty significant injuries, but not out of the woods yet. He was really worried. No fault. Okay, the bridge. Yellowstone second bison. Where's the injuries? The incident was there. You could tell he was pissed off. Didn't charge everything. Biological examination for the annual bison rut. He didn't blame anyone. Or no, it doesn't say. Okay, all right. Let's see if we can find any injuries. All right, let's see if we can find injuries. Let's see. Ah, freaking Facebook. Hospitalized. Sorry, that was rude. I'm drunk. Indeed. It's about attraction. It's not about attraction. It's about dominance. No. He's retired after that. He's retired. What up, stupid tomato? I have a new account specifically made for trolling. Good, brother. Well, good. Welcome back, tomato, brother. Beast's my favorite fruit. Without being tomatoes for breakfast. Okay, let's see what we can find. Okay. Video looking for trouble. The man, the cowboy. Okay, so this looks like they're repeating from that same one we wrote. Read. I can't freaking talk. Yeah, that's it. They're quoting the thing we just read. Yes, they don't have anything. They don't have any other info on that. Man, that's all right. One more time. Sorry. One more time. Yeah, he's done with the woods. Done. He's gonna become a freaking live streamer after this. Bam! Jeez. Bam! Man, no bueno. No bueno. I still haven't done the parasite cleanse, but I'm going to tomorrow. I've been too busy and I have about 3 days off starting tomorrow. Yeah, it's not like, oh yeah, it's gentle, so to say. It's not, yeah, you won't be, it's not like freak out. You actually just start to feel better. At least I did, and most everybody. I saw a freaking camel close up yesterday. I at the zoo I used to work at, before I worked there, when I lived by there, um and I used to go as a kid. They had camel rides. What up, Space A Set? I bet the fastest ran. Absolutely. Yeah, he burned off more calories in that freaking 30 seconds than he did in the past year. Uploaded the, get the video, get that money. Yeah, he's like, when he gets out of the hospital, he's like, can I get that YouTube money? Happy Sunday, TW. Okay, all right. Let's get into the beauty stuff. All right, let's see what we can find here. Me, yes, yeah. I've seen, they're freaking huge. They're huge. They're tall. I'm 6'4", and they're like 6 foot tall. Yeah. Let's we'll do a little more research into the bison here. What up, Snuffles? Did you see any camel tits? I definitely did. You know it. This channel seems good, but to stick around and maybe join. Thank you, brother. Thank you, my friend. We do it every day, every night. Now I forgot what I was doing. Oh, bison. Bison. What up? What's up? Do you like to die? Make ox call text without this hut. If you like to die, make ox call death without you make you force. I woke up and listen to Graham died. Yep. Lindsey Graham died. My father raised a water buffalo at Vietnam's kiddo. It was like his dog until a father slaughtered it and served it to the family. Yeah, that's typically what happens. The familia has camel has 5 toes. The female camel has 5 toes. 5 camel toes. Instead of being stupid tomato, now I'm a trolling worm. Welcome back, tomato worm. Okay, let's see. All right. Look at this. This is what this guy saw. Here, hold on. Let me help you out here. Let me help you out with this. Oops. Let me help you out with this. Imagine this thing staring into your face. Look at that. This is the last thing that guy saw before he was unconscious. That's what it looks like. I think the preliminary autopsy said it was an aortic dissection. So yeah, we'll see. But that's what they said they did. They said they did. Lindsey Graham's a American politician. Yeah, that's crazy. Look at that freaking eye and nose. Like, look at his horn. Look at I can't get you a good shot of the horn. There you go. There you go. That it probably, that horn probably hooked his belt loop or got like right under his butt cheek or something. But it didn't pierce him. That's what's good. What up, Big Flowers? Big Flowers is good riddance. Crazy. It's me, Andy. What up, John Golbani? If bison were so cool, they wouldn't be bison. Imagine your father slaughtering your pet and feeding it to your family. Pretty disturbing stuff. That's like, I think, yeah, I mean, it would be very hard the first time, but I guess hunger overtakes the staring into his soul. All right, let's see. Yeah, that's freaking rough there. That is rough. All right. He's a meow. Are you guys talking about the old guys centers? Yes. Yeah, we just watched it like 3 times. All right, let's see. Let's see if we can find what I was looking for. Let's see if I can find what I was looking for. Now you guys got me all off topic. Okay, here we go. All right. All right, let's see if I can. You know what? I wonder if I saved it. Let's see. We'll do cost here. Oh man. I don't understand why people that look so beautiful like this do this. Off topic is good. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I like it. What up, Panda? Topic should be about giant hog you're packing. Dun, dun, dun. Let's see. Check this. Check this. So this girl's before and after. I don't understand. I'll never understand beauty. It's gratifying to see this, folks. With the Mother Nature had it happens. It happens. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Anesthetics. All right, we'll do this way. We'll do this way. I freaking had the video. I went, oh, yes, I hear it's in here. 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 Where is it at? Okay. Rhinoplasty regrets. Uh, I she probably spent $100,000 and she can see the difference, but we can't. And it's so weird. It's like when we go through some of these, you'll see a lot of people, women especially, seem to get face plastic surgery more than guys do. But you'll see that they still use like the influencers, like the plastic surgery or like model type influencers. They look the same after surgery, or you can't tell because they still use filters that make them look like they look like before their surgery. So whatever filter they've been using, they take to the doctor and they say, make me look like this filter so I look like what I look like with my filter on in real life. Okay, that's it. Oh. All right, we'll check this one out. Here we go. Here we go. Hopefully I can find it. Hopefully I can find it. Here's the page, so I'll find it in just a second. Hey, brother, I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you. Pokemaster. I'm right there with you. Listen. I understand insecurity. I understand insecurity. But what I don't think people understand is insecurity is a mental thing, not a physical thing. So if you don't like if you don't like yourself, often it's not from an external thing, but people will bully you and say like, "Oh, you got a big nose." So you'll think, "Oh, if I just change my nose, then my insecurities will go away." But your insecurities weren't about your nose. You're insecure because you didn't know how to deal with people or whatever the psychological problem is. And then you think, well, the people that bullied me were about my nose or my ears or my whatever. So then you go get surgery on that. And then it doesn't help. It helps for a little while, but then people still treat you the same because they just wanted to bully you and they just picked something. Let's see. I feel like, okay, where am I at? Let's figure this out real quick. Bam, bam. All right, let me find it real quick. The big nose is the new beauty standard. Which friend of Trump had the worst face? Pence, Lindell, Rudy, Graham, Setzer, Kessler, Epstein. Which friend of Trump had the worst fate? Coin Sessions. Flip a coin. Flip a 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sided die. Please make look like I'm about to fart. You would like a subscription? Dun, 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 dun. Broke down Nissan. Welcome back, brother. Insecurity is spiritual. For real, right? Girls will pay $100,000 get one single hair done. Yeah. Thank you, ND, brother. Unman got one. Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother ND. Unman's did. He got it. Hi, Richard. I just picked up a portable steam sauna. It's supposed to be good health-wise. Use it twice. Yeah, I used to use steam a lot till I got perfect. Then I didn't need it. Congrats. Barbara Streisand effect. Can't choose who gets it. Yeah, it's random. Epstein and Obama orchestrated the Russiagate. Stop Trump. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, start one, brother. Start one. What up, rock guy? Thank you. What up, bro? Broke down Nissan. Welcome back, brother. Why would Obama let Epstein start Russiagate with Epstein to stop Trump? He did. Absolutely. Doctor, make it look like I'm a stuffed duck. Ozempic was entirely inspired by a venom of a specific lizard, the Gila monster. Was that Ozempic? I thought that was... Oh, no. The Botox is the botulism toxin. I thought it was Botox. Ozempic's the weight loss drug. I mean, maybe both. I don't know. I thought botulism toxin was Botox. Botulism toxin. Okay. Let's get where we're going. Influencers, girls, non-influencer, videos. All right. The aesthetic. Oh. I really should see the name of some of these things. Your Botox betrayed you. Blew up my life. Filler fight. Your dissolver killed your face. Girls are getting ghosted. You're not in your feminine energy. You're not an influencer. You're broke. Big nose is the new beauty standard. Okay, the girls are selling themselves. Natural beauty's a scam. You're ugly and you know it. Eye color surgery. Okay. Where did they go? Let's see if I can find it. Sorry. Monk will start a comedy channel in a few months. You better, brother. Can you shout out Dixon Maya? Foreign fights Crystal Beth. Mike Max. Yeah. What's up, Georgie? I've been stocking Ozempic Botox. Good idea. It's a freaking, you're going to be a billionaire. If everyone sub, we'd all be sub. That's right. Thank you, Pokemaster. Welcome to the family, brother. Think about it for a second. If you sweat in a sweater, doesn't that make you the sweater? You are correct. That's ND. I'm just broke. I'm not working at the moment. Yeah. Sometimes that happens in life. Did you know that a snake has a gender because it has an atomic bomb in the liver making it fly? Peanuts reduction surgery. Broke, you will be up in your time. I believe you go in your Nissan. Okay, this isn't the one I was looking for. Let's go back here real quick. All right. That's not it either. Okay, here it is. I think no, that's not it either. Dang it. Deep Logic, Doc, Queen, Cyber. This must be yesterday. Man, okay. All right. We'll watch that one. Oh, wrong button. I love this guy's engaged. Thank you, brother. That's what I try to do here. FDR used the commies to scare the oligarchs. Yeah, FDR did a lot of wackadoo stuff. Thank you, King. This channel has some great mods. I agree. My name is Georgie, and I'm a single-holic. Welcome, Georgie. Okay, all right. Sorry. All right, we'll watch this one. All right. Glad my phone is connected to my printer. Yeah, you gotta be able to. What are you printing, TW? Oh, jeez. All right, here we go. Oops.
My lips tonight. I just wanted to show you that I can do it myself.
So filler causes. This is a brand new study. So what do you do now? If you have filler, do you need to get it removed?
Say like even now, if you go closer, you could kind of see the migration.
So what you're looking at here is an MRI image. Now the area
it works if you work it, so work it, you're worth it.
Is the hyaluronic acid filler.
Well, my dears, if you are still stuck in the filler era, listen up, because filler is over. I am done. The overinflated, dermally filled explosion that we've seen over the last 10 years has finally come to an end. And thank goodness for that, because some of you girls were looking a bit weird. You heard me, girls. Fillers have failed. What we were sold as a solution to small lips, big noses.
They're just making the nose bigger.
You're right. I mean, technically, yes, it is making it bigger.
Round faces.
Injection options for round face shape. Cheek
I
filler
knew I was good looking.
And lift the mid face. Chin filler to elongate the face and lengthen the chin.
And wrinkles was alive.
What a load of crap!
More and more girls are waking up to the fact that they were scammed, and they're not happy. Welcome to the new trend, the anti-filler era.
I am getting
Thank
my lips
goodness.
dissolved.
I'm going to get my lip filler dissolved. So excited about
Look at those
taking these
cheeks.
fillers out. Like,
Oh,
what is
jeez.
this?
Angela had
Come
little
on.
lips.
I'm getting my lips
Get her out of here, head.
I got my lip filler dissolved.
We are dissolving my lips.
Buckle up, guys, because if you've ever had filler, ever thought about
Yeah,
getting
it
filler,
sounds
or
like it,
still
Georgie.
get filler, what you're about to see
Right,
will
that's it.
horrify you. To tell you about
That means your dog's dreaming, Indy. Fish have fingers because the VAR of the PSG was on fire, making it feed the fish and the chips for Minecraft cow. I can wait for it to be delivered. What's up, Mouse? Welcome back, brother. YouTube algorithm don't like you? Yeah, I don't think it likes me either. Bro, I couldn't believe why they put anti-aging crap. You don't, dude. It makes no sense. Every long-term study that's been done with like almost every makeup, anything, ages you. So I think they know it's a scam. The companies definitely know it was a scam. Just like how chapstick dries your lips out to make you want to use more chapstick. Like makeup and these anti-aging, like when I'm 19, I want to get Botox so I don't age, preventative. It actually ages you faster, and a lot of these creams age you faster. So then you'll buy the cheap cream. Oh, this is only $20. Okay, make me stay young. Then you start to look dried out as the chemicals like seep in and start dry your skin out. And so then you go for the $50 cream. Then you're getting $1,000 worth of shots. And then a $20,000 facelift. And they know it. They know it's a gateway drug.
the downfall of filler, first we have to go back to the start, where it all began. Believe it or not, bigger wasn't always better. Once upon a time, small lips was cute. Injecting foreign substances into your face was seen as bizarre, and filler was something you bought to fill cracks in your face. Fast forward to 2015, and Kylie Jenner finally comes clean that her inflated lips weren't actually just down to lip liner or puberty like she had insisted for years, but the result of filler. Google searches for lip fillers increased by 11,300%.
You do that all the time,
in just 24 hours. The demand for lip filler was
off
the
myth.
charts. It was the best thing since sliced bread, and suddenly we all had these juicy, plumped-up lips. And considering that this was also the era of makeup YouTube and the beauty guru who injected just about every square inch of their face available, suddenly having filler injected into your face was seen as normal.
Insecurity.
Lip filler for the first time.
So beauty influencers are meant, they're scripted. Their marketing scheme is meant to instill insecurity. And it's been being done since like the 1950s or 60s. Started with a magazine called Cosmopolitan, which was aimed towards women, to make them think that they stink, so they need deodorant. They stink, so they need perfume. Their hair is the wrong color, so they need hair dye. They need face cream. They just found it very, 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 very easy to market to people. You tell them what their problem is, and then instantly give them a product that they can buy to fix it. And it's a psychological cycle. What up, Triple Cheese? Have you, brother? Have you ever seen? There's these African tribes that they cut the foreskin off, and the witch doctor guy that does it chews it. That's what I was thinking of. Why when I cough my armpits are itchy? Because you've got freaking never mind, it's gonna be rude. A certain type of skin from guys' skin. Oh, right. Foreskin. The foreskin. Gotcha. I'm not married. I will pay Dr. Wiener on my YouTube channel. Do it. Make it happen, brother. I'll watch it.
Time with me to get lip filler.
Today I'm getting more lip injections.
Lip injection.
Today, make them a bit more juicy.
And it didn't stop there. We soon realized that not only could you increase the size of your lips with filler, but that we could also create cheekbones from nothing. We could actually make our noses look smaller by making them bigger with filler. We could create jawlines and pointy chins and plump out under eyes. The sky was the limit. Filler was marketed as the non-invasive alternative to plastic surgery, and we were hooked.
They
lied.
lied.
As with any new trend came the people determined to capitalize off it. No, you weren't imagining it. Cosmetic clinics and injectors began popping up on every street corner. These people often had no proper training in facial anatomy or formal qualifications.
I agree,
or if they did,
Obama.
it was a one-day workshop in some backstreet alley. Not to mention their sanitation standards left a lot to be desired. But because they were offering what was otherwise a rather pricey tweakment at cut-cost prices, the customers rolled in.
A local woman without a medical...
And you see how many thousands and tens and hundreds of thousands of people get this stuff done, and people are arguing about the economy. I understand the economy. I understand it. But the people that spend so much money on door dashing and boob jobs and face tweaking and spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars every few months for a lip filler refill and Obama, triple cheese, even if surgery that costs you with insurance. I don't believe insurance pays for cosmetic procedures. I think that's on your credit card or Klarna or something. Yeah, I don't think insurance, unless it's reconstructive cosmetic surgery, like you got into an accident or something. But for strict beauty, no, there's no insurance.
License arrested for injecting fake facial fillers. Jake, this woman was allegedly doing this out of her home right in the middle of a neighborhood.
Filler became so popular and so normalized that even children under the age
There's
of
a Ukrainian
18
joke
were
about
sneaking
Russians.
off to get dermal
The
fillers
eyes
injected
narrow.
into their
It means
tiny
he's
young
Russian.
faces
Ellen Jenner shows
illegally.
Sandra Bullock over discussing getting a specialized
when I
skincare
was
treatment.
16. It was right before my prom. I remember she said like,
I think I saw that yesterday. The clips of that yesterday on something that I watched yesterday, Steve. I think I'm almost positive. I watched a video about Ellen DeGeneres and I think what's the other woman? The other like woman that left. I can't remember her name, but it was her. It was them two. It's how they used to be great friends until Ellen got a show, and then Ellen never talked to her again. All that crap is selective surgery insurance. So yeah, no insurance. Nope. Being too informed. I'm giving free. I know. I haven't met him, but I know I'm aware of him. Gender affirming care is basically large scale plastic surgery with some pills. Not no, 100%. 30, 20. The average person, the average patient, the average spends between $20,000 and $30,000 a lifetime on medical care. The average trans patient spends $1.7 million, and most of that's plastic surgery. So that's they wanted to make that a medical thing, so it wasn't cosmetic surgery. If it could be considered gender affirming care, then the insurance companies would have to pay for it. And then you can see where the money goes with all that, because instead of making $30,000 off of your patient in a lifetime, if you can get the government to pay for gender affirming care, you can make a hell of a lot more money per patient. Yeah, and that's why they wanted it to be covered by like Medicare or Medicaid. That's the spirit. Kai Snap. Nothing. But people just don't understand why they wanted to get the government involved. Why is my gender? What if my gender is mechanic? Then you got to go to the shop. Well, that's why the company just support it. Right. Because it's good, super profitability. Something that's been around forever, but now there's a lot more process. The problem with it is it's all experimental. It's all experimental. There's no long-term studies that have been done on any of these new surgeries, especially bottom surgery stuff. So, I mean, obviously that's the most complex, and they should be able to be guaranteed something that has data behind it. They should be able to be guaranteed for the money and the suffrage they have to go through. My sister is stronger than her husband. I remember watching some show called Horrible History and Da Vinci Kids. You gotta go to the shop. I say what? I don't know why I say
you're going to be like addicted now.
Now 19, Liv has visited multiple practitioners for lip fillers. She often found them on social media. Some were still in training.
It'll be discounted, usually like a lot cheaper.
MPs have called the non-surgical beauty industry the Wild West, with no mandatory training needed to buy
I think most guys are, brother.
Inject fillers.
I mean, we even had well-meaning mothers taking their beautiful teenage daughters to get fillers in an attempt to rid them of their insecurities.
She's 16. Are you taking her and getting Botox and filler treatments on her?
She had that done, yes.
Have you ever seen one of those gender affirming vaginas?
She's felt insecure about how she looks, and I wanted her to feel better about her.
This woman's definitely had a nose job. Definitely, 100%. You can tell by how narrow her nose is now. How there's like nothing left to the sides. She's had cheek filler. She's had chin filler, jowl filler. She doesn't have any wrinkles in her age. She probably has a face full of Botox. And she doesn't want her daughter to think that she's odd for doing face stuff. So then she's probably started picking on her daughter and saying, oh, we'll get some done for you too. I don't understand it either, brother. Revelation 18:23, for your merchants of the great men of earth, from your sorcery are the nations of the sea. Yep, definitely a lot of deception. A lot of deception. Should plastic surgery be legal for minors? No, we don't have any long-term, we don't know. And now we're finding out that this lip filler and stuff, like, you ever notice how like a lot of Hollywood stars get very puffy faces? Like, it's like, well, what that is the water is not draining. You have like a lymph system in the body that moves waste around, water and fluids around, like, out, and that gets clogged full of this filler. Even if you just get it in your lips, it can clog the lymph system, your lymph nodes, and then the face gets fully puffy because that fluid can't go anywhere. So you get what's called fluid retention. An entire fake job. Filler gets absorbed into your body, and there's no long-term studies. So here's the problem. They said it did. They said it would, but they're finding out it just migrates because the chemical, that chemical that dissolves it, your body naturally makes, but it doesn't make more than what your body needs. So when you add that, and that's the marketing of it is that, yeah, if you already have hyaluronic acid, so you can use hyaluronidase, your body makes hyaluronidase. And then when you get hyaluronidase injected to dissolve it, it can dissolve like your joints and make your skin stretchy, because it starts to dissolve the hyaluronic acid that's naturally in your body. God is good, brother. I ate today. Yes, I had beef stew. I had steak crying sauce. I had steak crying tiger sauce and fried pork belly. Ephesians 6, 1-2. Children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. Honor your father and mother, which is the first commandment with thy promise. Can I have a price, ND? Hyaluronic they use now is not the same. Yeah, it's a lot thicker. Pork belly.
I've had it done myself.
Oh my God.
I mean, this thoughtful grandmother even posted online to query at what age her plain-looking 5-year-old granddaughter could begin getting filler and Botox.
Yeah,
The
beef stew is
normalization
really
of filler
good.
became
Homemade.
so prevalent and yet so taboo at the same time. We had influencers and celebrities injecting copious amounts of filler into their faces, and yet they would staunchly deny it. Look at Madison Beer, for example. Not only did Madison go on a bizarre rant on her Instagram stories about how she has no filler, thank you very much.
Yes, guys, I got my lips done when I was younger, and I regretted it, and I hated it, and I got them dissolved. This is literally my natural face. Shut up already. It's so annoying. I'm sorry, I'm so mad right now. And like, I'm so mad right now because I'm about to start crying, bro.
Right. Listen, I'm mad because I'm lying and I can't talk my way out of this. That's what mad usually means.
Someone said you're not unnatural though. Why would you lie about that?
Cut off the belly. Homemade, homemade ain't better.
When I was younger, I did when I was younger, and I got them dissolved.
Madison was so cagey about her tweakments that she literally hid behind a bush in order to avoid being photographed by paparazzi outside the famous cosmetic clinic Epione, which, by the way, is frequented by none other than the Kardashian clan, who, as we all know, are fond of a little or a lot of filler.
Okay, so Madison has had a long history of getting accused of plastic surgery and fillers and then denying it. And for some reason, people's accusations that she's not all natural really seems to bother her. But just yesterday, photos were released of her and Cindy Kimberly outside of a Beverly Hills plastic surgery clinic. And the best part about these iconic photos is that with each picture snapped, she tries harder and harder to hide from the paparazzi by getting behind
Girls
a
get
bush.
mad when
But
we're
Madison
right.
isn't the only one who wants
Yes. Anybody that gets anybody these days, it's used by anybody that doesn't really, that either doesn't know what they're talking about and gets pressed on it, will get mad. Just Google it. You know, they're usually wrong. And then be like that usually, like, when people get mad, like if people can't explain their point and they just get mad, they're usually wrong.
People to believe that her beauty is au naturel. Hailey Bieber, for one, gets very offended if you insinuate
this is the price and pain of beauty, Misfit brother. And we're the ones that care about their health. Right, we're the ones that care about their health. Yeah. The faces have gone nuts, dude. Especially the lip filler stuff that goes like when I was younger, girls would do things called duck lips where they would go like this. There you go. And then now they have like fillers, so they overdo it, so it's like permanent. I can't really do it. Botox is some hilarious stuff. And they're finding a bunch, though. Can we do about spiritual abilities next? Yeah, sure. Why not? Yeah, why not? Clairvoyance. You had a couple. Sometimes, I know some people get them for migraines, much lower dose. But this is like the fillers and additive surgeries that, like, the current Now that there's been MRIs and stuff done this year, they're finding people's filler 5-10 years later that have migrated from their lips to other parts of their face, and they just thought it was dissolving, but come to find out, it doesn't look like that it has. But that's the narrative. The narrative is that it's dissolved.
As TikTok plastic surgeon Dr. Daniel Barrett realized when he made this video alleging that Hailey had work done.
In addition to the rhinoplasty, I think she's had a couple other things done, but importantly and very noticeably, lip filler and a genioplasty, which is a chin implant.
And Hailey threatened to sue him.
Hailey Bieber is standing her ground that she did not get any plastic surgery, so much so that she and her husband Justin Bieber are threatening to sue the doctor who said that she's had some work done on her face.
Now, I'm not going to say that Hailey's lying, and I'm not going to say that Dr. Barrett is wrong. Hailey, for the most part, does look like a natural beauty, in my opinion. And unlike her fellow celeb influencer friends, who almost have brand new faces now, Hailey looks remarkably similar now to when she was younger. All except her lips. Yes, Hailey did always have large lips, but she never had an embossed philtrum. You cannot tell me that she doesn't have filler when if you look at her lips, you can literally see the filler migration. See that? There it is. That is not nature. That is filler. In my
These girls are gonna find out. So Hans, what I use if you're in America, I use the Pure Bulk. So Pure Bulk. If you go to purebulk.com, and you can go here to Pure Bulk. No, Pure Bulk? No, hold on. Where's it at? No, hold on. Health Net Europe, Pure Bulk. Yeah, Pure Bulk. Yeah, Pure Bulk. This is who I use. Yeah. Oh, well, they used to have it right on the front site. It used to say you could send fingernails. No, Idea Labs. Idea Labs. Sorry, Idea Labs. Idea Labs. Idea Labs. Yeah, there you go. Idea Labs. Sorry, yeah, right. And then as soon as you go here, you have right here, it says bioanalysis. So, and then you can follow that, and then you get big old lists, like $50, and you can send in fingernails or hair, or you can go to a phlebotomist and have a blood drawn and have them work through it. No more, no less. Reading will make you more attractive to plastic surgery. I agree. 100% right there. I agree. Lipstick on a pig. Why are men so pathetic this day to leave stupid ass to the woman? Why are men so pathetic to this day? Leave the stupid ass woman. Brother, it happens. I've never been the kind of guy, like person at all. If someone does me wrong or appears to be going in the way to do me wrong, like girls do what they call crap testing. I don't deal with that at all. They also say bath salts help with detox. Yeah, Epsom salts. Yeah, Epsom salt baths. Is there? No, brother. You're welcome, brother Hans. Answer this question. Why are humans like this? I wish I could answer it, brother. I wish I could answer it.
Opinion, allegedly.
I mean, social media would be my answer, but why humans are like that, like psychologically, I mean, this is definitely the trigger. Social media, the girls looking at each other and competing with each other is the reason.
Hailey, please don't sue me.
Now, Hailey Bieber has never admitted to getting lip filler, but this ledge that she has above her lip looks a lot like lip filler migration.
Like some people get addicted to things like drugs or alcohol, and some people get addicted to filler.
When we say addicted, Chantal, what does that mean? To what extent?
I love the look and I will keep having it topped up to keep them looking like they are.
I did get addicted to lip filler, constant lip filler, literally going to, anyone, which is really awful to say, but because I was so addicted, before I knew it, I looked like an absolute freak.
Our love of filler became so toxic that women literally began injecting their own faces with filler at home with products they purchased off the black market with no idea what they were doing, risking blindness, necrosis, and infection. Look at this poor fella who thought it was a good idea to inject filler into his own lips by himself at home whilst...
I agree 100%. Absolutely. It used to be to attract the best mate, but I think now, absolutely, you're correct. Vanity, keeping up with the Kardashians. And like a lot of people want to make it on the internet. A lot of girls in particular want to be influencers. And they see what the other influencers do and like, get ready with me to go get lip filler. And they're like, maybe I need lip filler, you know? And then they're like, next thing you know, they're freaking, yeah. All right, brother, I have to go talk to you tomorrow. Yeah, every day, brother. Every day, brother. Have a good night.
Drunk.
I'm currently like a little bit fucked up, I'm not gonna lie. This is how much lip filler I'm putting in my lips tonight. I just wanted to show you bitches that I
There's a big old air bubble and that's...
Okay, so the needle is
and this lady who decided to inject not only her own lips at home by herself, but also her chin, her jawline, and her boyfriend.
Okay, so now my mom's having a freak out behind the camera. We're gonna do Jonathan's lips. Only his top one, just a little bit, to give it more of that volume, like we like.
So here we all were, happily plumping our lips, injecting our cheeks, and looking mighty fine. Until something went wrong. We noticed that instead of looking snatched and plump and glowing and youthful, we were looking older. Instead of looking sculpted, our faces were expanding. Our faces were looking fuller, but in the wrong areas that we never injected to begin with.
What the hell is going on?
Why did our fillers that we were so loyal to turn on us? How did fillers that were promised to help us fit the beauty standard end up doing the opposite? Here's the thing. I was sold a lie. And so are you. Not only that bigger is always better, bigger lips, bigger chins, bigger cheeks, bigger butts, bigger boobs, but we were told that filler is temporary. Filler dissolves. It's basically the same as getting your hair colored or your nails done. It's not permanent. And if you don't like it or it all goes wrong, you can just get it dissolved.
About getting forehead
and
filler.
for a while, that lie
have a
held
big
up.
brain.
After all, filler is made from hyaluronic acid, and hyaluronic acid is naturally occurring in our bodies. And we were told that over time, our bodies would break down the filler, reabsorb it, and it would all be gone. It seemed plausible enough. After all, we'd all had that experience where we got our lips freshly injected and we loved how plump they were. And then a few weeks to a month would pass and our lips deflated. They were back to square one, like we'd never had them injected to begin with. And so we would dutifully head back to our cosmetic injector to get a top-up. These top-ups we were assured were necessary to do because, after all, filler is temporary. So top-ups were needed every few months.
How often do I recommend you get your lip filler done? I typically recommend lip filler to be done every 6 to 9 months.
This lie has made the filler industry literally billions of dollars. Not to mention the cosmetic injectors sitting pretty in their clinics, guaranteed
it's
repeat
just
visits
marketing.
every
It's
time
not
a girl
true.
notices her filler starting to
This is really stupid
dissolve.
chick. Maybe we can
I am going in today to get my lips topped off.
Mensa, the high IQ society. Look about facial implants. All right. Men also do this. They shoot oil in our synthol. Yeah, we did a stream on that about 2 months ago. We did, the Bubble Boys, the synthol. Yeah, and sometimes they use vegetable oil. They get addicted the same kind of way, and then they start using wackadoo stuff. Yeah, synthol is expensive.
Today. I just want a little bit of a top up.
But in the process, have ruined the faces of millions of women worldwide. These girls' fillers weren't dissolving. They weren't temporary. Their bodies weren't breaking down the hyaluronic acid and reabsorbing it. The filler was still there, all right? Just not where it was originally injected.
We'll do that next.
Okay,
1913, income tax first started when there's a $3,000 exemption for singles, $4,000 exemption for married couples. Today's dollars, it's $104,000, $135,000. Wouldn't that be nice?
My beauty with filler. This is what I started off at 21 years old. Never did anything to my face. Okay, so now I look like a human blow-up doll. Here is my Simpson lip from the side. Like, this was like a normal look. This is one of the worst photos I have of myself, and I look absolutely insane.
Quick pause to thank this video's sponsor, Typology. Feast your eyes upon the splendor that is the Typology Advent Calendar. Let's be honest, we all love an Advent calendar. It must be the little kids in us. The excitement of waking up every morning knowing there's a new door on your Advent calendar to open and wondering what little gift is going to be inside. And Typology's Advent calendars are legendary. The first Advent calendar Typology launched sold out in 24 hours, which is why I'm showing you this in October. Inside the Advent calendar designed by renowned French artist Layer 1 Burulek, you'll find 24
Looks like hair
of the most
in a
luxurious
circle.
skincare products that are both formulated and made in France.
We wouldn't have any
I've gotta say,
children.
now, I'm not going to spoil the
And
surprise for you and
Space
open all of them.
Cowboy.
You can do that yourselves. But as a little hint, let me tell you that you will get my absolute favorite glow drops. These literally make your skin look like it's glowing from within. And you also get the tan complexion oil,
And it only
which
takes
makes
an
you look
hour
like
off
you've
your
just
life.
spent a week
Yep,
in the
extinction.
Maldives. This would make the most decadent and luxurious gift for someone that you love. But honestly, buy it for yourself. Since over half of the products contained in the advent calendar are full size and contain Typology's bestsellers for face, eyes, lips, and hands, you're not going to need to buy skincare for a long time. That's $530 worth of skincare products for almost half price. And since we're all trying to be a little more eco-friendly, this beautiful advent calendar has been
Everybody
specifically
can't
designed
be
to
like you,
optimize
Space
space,
Cowboy.
therefore reducing its carbon footprint on its way to you. Go on, treat yourself.
That's
I'm going to
funny,
pop the
Andy.
special link down below. And remember, guys, this is a cult item. It sells out very quickly. But the link I'm going to pop below in the description box, it gives you guys early access so you can purchase it before anyone else. That's right. The whole time you thought your fillers were dissolving, they were actually migrating. Where to? Well, anywhere really. Your chest, your neck, other areas of your face that you never would have willingly injected filler. Here's the awful truth, guys. Your filler didn't dissolve,
they don't work.
It just moved.
Been filling my lips for like the last 10 years, like off and on, like, you know,
You're the only
once,
one,
I'd say
Andy.
once a year,
That would be
probably
the
for like
most
the last 10 years.
stupid
But
Right.
the problem is, fillers actually can last a long time.
I'm gonna travel to
several
New York
years.
to play some
In fact,
more,
MRI scans that we have done on patients who had
social
fillers
auxiliary
many
workers.
years ago, even
We have a good
10
time
years
with you.
ago, show that the lip filler is still there. So what is actually
back.
happening to this lip filler? What happens is that the lip filler actually migrates out of the vermilion or the lips, and it migrates out of it where it can't be seen.
It may look good when they first put it in, but I feel like it starts to move. I notice even my fillers start to go like up here.
Prepare to be disgusted when you hear what Dr. Amir Karam discovered when he performed surgery on one of his patients who stopped getting filler 5 years prior.
I'll share a story with you. Literally just last week, I was operating on a patient. We go off to the surgery, getting into the tissues, and suddenly I just see this gel-like substance oozing out of the tissues, down around the jawline, up around the cheeks, and it's like fresh filler. And so I asked her, I said, yeah, you know, when was the last time you had filler put in your face? She said, the last time was like 5 years ago. It was amazing that 5 years later, in the very tissues, was this fresh oozing filler coming out. I mean, literally, it's almost like you can press on it and it would ooze out of the tissues like a sponge.
And this is a huge problem. That thick, sludgy filler that we loved in our lips and cheeks and under eyes isn't so good when it collates in our lymph system. If you don't know what your lymph system is, you need to.
Good.
Your lymphatic system is a fundamental part of your immune system. It is your body's way of flushing toxins and waste out of your system. It is literally your detox system. Your lymphatic system is one of the main ways that your body fights disease.
No,
and
it's
if
a-
your
it's a
lymph gets
heating
blocked,
pad.
you're in trouble. So if your filler is blocking this delicate lymph system and causing waste and toxins to build up in your body, well, as you can imagine, it's a pretty big problem, and one that the filler industry doesn't want you to know about.
Fillers can block the lymphatics, which is your body's natural plumbing system. What you're looking at is an...
So you see all of these like older Hollywood ladies and even like younger, old, like 35, 40, and all their faces are poofy. And it started off as lip filler and cheek filler, but it clogged up the lymph system because the body tried to clear it, and it's way thicker than natural hyaluronic acid. So it just clogs up the works. And then all that water that normally enters and exits the face to remove waste from the cells and whatnot just starts puffing out. It's crazy. I was going to make filler. I would check like nutrition stuff. Find that in health food. Filler in health food? Like, look how fat this steak is. Except it's freaking goo.
imaging study that maps the lymphatics using a fluorescent dye. The patient received 2 syringes of HA fillers to her tear troughs and midface more than 5 years ago. On a typical person without fillers, the fluorescent dye would disappear within 24 hours. However, she still displayed fluorescence for 4 to 5 days, signifying blocked lymphatics.
But some plastic surgeons and injectors are getting concerned. One of these plastic surgeons with a conscience is the Manhattan-based surgeon Spiro Theodorou. Following the study unveiled at the annual scientific conference of the British Association of Aesthetic Plastic Surgeons, that is a mouthful, discovered
Never going
new
back to
evidence
that. What's up, y'all?
Everyone
Sick?
who has had filler at some point in their lives which is also me, will have some degree of lymphatic blockage. Dr. Theodorou says, I cannot in good conscience provide this to my patients anymore because of what I saw in that study. He is aware that he will become the most hated plastic surgeon in the world for speaking the truth, but he said he felt ethically bound to investigate his suspicions and share his findings.
So filler causes cancer. There's a new major study, and it's going to hit people like a ton of bricks. All filler patients will have some degree of blockage. We're talking about lymphatic blockage. Filler can block and permanently, keyword, damage these vital and delicate structures.
So there's an entire generation of girls who are putting...
And they were just being lied to for freaking 30 years, saying, oh yeah, it's the same thing that we use in your body and your body.
their trust into an industry that's slowly destroying us, spending their hard-earned money or even going into debt in order to better fit the beauty standards, which we were told filler would help us do. And for a while it did just that. A freshly filled face looked glowing, juicy, and plump in all the right areas until they didn't.
Reply
Since
back
these
to
fillers
what?
weren't actually
You're gonna
dissolving,
get
and yet
banned
we were
again,
told to keep getting
freaking rock
top-ups,
eye.
sometimes for years on end. And all that time, the filler
Dun, dun,
was
dun,
building up
dun.
and building up and building up and expanding and flattening out and merging together and migrating, and the end result is pillow face.
I've been saying for a really long time that this female obsession with cosmetic procedures shows that we're not in a good place, and finally people are acknowledging something's wrong because women don't really look like human beings anymore, and they're calling it pillow face. Pillow face refers to this new trend where hundreds of thousands of perfectly beautiful, healthy women, in trying to become even more beautiful, even more perfect, are literally disfiguring their faces with filler. And not only does filler never really dissolve, which causes pillow face, it also messes with the lymphatic system, which can cause cancer. So even though filler doesn't improve the way we look, and it's also a risk to our lives, we women can't stop doing it.
But it's not just older women who have developed pillow face syndrome from too many fillers, it's now happening to the younger generation as well. I mean, have you guys seen...
So I have a theory. You wake up and realize your pillow is a face. Boom, just one day. I have a theory that the reason you're seeing these very gaunt looks, besides Ozempic, I think the movie industry, Hollywood, knew about this before the layperson knew about this. So the reason you have like the super skinny look now is because there was like mass dissolvings, and they probably had to do some other kinds of not available to the mainstream type stuff. That's why you have girls that like were from like supermodels to like very sunken, but they were already skinny, but people are saying Botox. I think it might be from mass filler dissolving. Next move is facial implants. Yeah, we'll do it. We'll look at it next. Yeah, definitely.
Gen X. It's when after years and years and years of filler top-ups, your face just begins to expand. You look older than you actually are, and your facial skin begins to droop. And don't even get me started on the girls whose faces have been virtually destroyed by their filler migrating wherever the heck it wants. You got it injected into your lips, doesn't mean it's gonna stay there. Look at this poor girl who posted this video to TikTok and then deleted it as it went a little viral, and I can see why. First of all, who the hell injected that much filler into her lips? Who the hell told her that amount of filler looked good? Honestly, there needs to be some kind of ramification for injectors who willingly take their clients' hard-earned money only to disfigure them like this. It's not bloody fair. Her lips literally look like a baboon's bum, and I'm not trying to be mean here, but we need to start being honest that sometimes filler really isn't that flattering, and bigger isn't always better. For health, both mental and physical, and aesthetic reasons. The problem with this girl is that there's no more room in her lips for the filler to go. They are so overfilled. And so the filler is being forced up outside of the lip border and into her filter. No one is going to go to their local cosmetic injector and be like, can you just inject some filler into my moustache area, please? I'm going for the Daffy Duck look. Obviously, we don't do that, and yet that's where the filler ends up regardless. And the girlies aren't making it up when they say they think their filler is aging them. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, guys, but it's inevitable that if you keep injecting dermal filler into your face over and over,
paid $350 to get your smile lines filled, but filler migrated within 24 hours and made your lines even worse.
over and over, and you keep forcing that skin to expand to accommodate the new girth of your filler, in a few years, your face is literally going to start to droop. All that filler is not weightless. A mil here, a mil there, it doesn't sound like a lot, it certainly doesn't sound heavy, but if you add up all the mils of filler these girls were injecting into their faces over the course of a few years, and you put all that filler into a bowl, and you weigh that bowl of filler, you would be horrified. Now add to that the fact that dermal fillers are usually made of hyaluronic acid, and hyaluronic acid has a knock-on effect of absorbing absorbing
brother.
water. So the filler that you've had injected
Or
into your
sister.
lips, your
Friend.
cheekbones, your jawline, your chin, that you thought had dissolved, that has actually just migrated and spread to other areas of your face and body, can also be the answer if your face appears puffy or swollen.
Dermal filler, when you inject, it doesn't just sit there and do nothing. It changes characteristics. It pulls in water and it starts to swell. And depending on which layer you've placed it in,
Paranasal
it
implants
potentially
are way
move
better
from
than
one
fillers
place to
for
another.
fine lines.
The thing is, when your body retains water from
Yeah,
eating
that
too much
happens.
salty food
Kyle,
or
let a
having
lip
poor
challenge
lymph
for that.
flow, that water in your body
Yes.
is being drawn to your fillers, which then causes fluid retention in your face. Not ideal. Certainly not what you paid for, not the look you were going for. And the worst part about it is that these girls haven't even realized what's going on until it's too late. They get a mill here, a mill there, little top up here, little top up there. Love the results until a few months pass and the effect is gone. The woman assumes that her fillers have dissolved, and so she books into the clinic for a top up. And this is how us girls are slowly ruining our faces over time. This is how we go from looking like this to this. This poor girl is Charlotte
Jeez.
Crosby. If you're in the
People
UK,
should be
you'll
more
know exactly who Charlotte Crosby is.
Well, listen, after COVID, people, especially after COVID, people are super willing to take on new experimental medical stuff, but like gangbusters, no problem. And they'll think the same thing. Oh, they made the COVID shot, and that's for a virus. And they came up with that in a few months. Oh, they've been doing this for a couple of years, and this is not considered new. Like, they've been doing this for 40 years, easy. Hollywood, probably longer. I saw it. Everybody's seen
This,
it.
I mean, she's a pretty big deal. This is what she used to look like. Very pretty. And then she got a nose job and began to inject dermal fillers into her face, which TV presenter Janet Street Porter was not best pleased about. Check out this roasting Charlotte got on national TV.
But you have said then you've gone for cosmetic surgery.
Yeah, I got my nose done, yeah.
But then what did you do to your mouth?
I got some lip fillers.
Is it like people talk about the Kardashian effect, you know, with the big lips, because there's so many girls now have these big lips, which to our generation are, you know, not natural.
But what message does that send to teenage girls who watch your show?
It says go out and get your lip filler done, or you're not going to be pretty on the internet and get a whole bunch of people going, Slay Queen,
who, you know, follow you on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram. What message does that say to young girls who might think, oh, my nose has got a lump in it, but haven't got £4,000 to change it? Why couldn't you? Just to be really...
Her answer would be, I don't care. What's
controversial.
Up, Russ?
Why couldn't you have counselling? Why didn't you seek some kind of
this is the price and pain of beauty again. I shaved my head bald. I never went that far, brother. But if you like it, you like it. Hey, you know, already going bald on the top. Mine's just have shaving. Yeah. If you're going bald, yeah, don't fight it. That's what I say. I mean, unless you're going to do something like the oregano oil type stuff, you know, you want to try to fight for it like that. But if it's already balding out, you know, gone. If you've made your peace with it, yeah, say it.
With the face you had, rather than just moving it all around 5 inches.
Okay, I think she gets a point. Calm down, Janet. But at the same time, she does kind of have a point. Charlotte is a shining example of someone whose filler initially looked brilliant, and then over time, her fillers began to fail. As you can see, over the years, Charlotte's filler began to build up and expand and migrate until she almost looked like a totally different person. Luckily, Charlotte realized that she'd gone a little overboard with the fillers, and her fillers weren't serving her anymore. And
Yep. Seems to go through as obviously Mitch McConnell likes to be says with Biden. Yeah, you might be right. I'll have to grow my hair out like long to make it look like I'm not bald, but screw it. Oh, yeah. Gone. Gone. Especially if it was like, you know, I mean, if you've been bald, and you can at least, if you're gonna stay bald, then you can, like, as you mature through that and gain your confidence bald, rather than like slowly losing your hair and trying to do something about it and then being self-conscious about, like, you know, that usually, I mean, happens to a lot of men.
Had her lips dissolved.
8 years of filler in these lips. And it's taken us 8 years to decide
we've got to go.
And Charlotte is not the only celebrity turning her back on fillers. The new trend is having your filler
34,
dissolved. Filler is
yeah.
out. Pillow face isn't it. And the new old money, minimal, clean girl aesthetic is in. And that doesn't include artificially inflated baboon butt lips or filler injected chipmunk cheeks or dermally filled fake bone structure that would make Squidward jealous. No one wants fillers anymore. Even celebrities like Ariana Grande, who initially loved her dermally filled facial features, has now turned her back on them and has now apparently, allegedly, had them dissolved.
I'm telling you, I think that's why. It's not because it went out. They would have kept it in fad because of how profitable and easy it was to do. I mean, how long does it take to go, okay, that's $1,000, you know? And then just like, they have to like rub it to shape it, and that's about it. You know, I think that's the problem. The problem was the pillow face stuff, and then Hollywood did something about it and then said, well, we can't keep doing it, and we have to lead the sales of cosmetics and cosmetic surgery. So now we got to make something else cool again. And I think it went headlong into Ozempic. Michael Jackson also did. Yep. Michael Jackson definitely took it to the extreme. Definitely.
Of lip filler over the years, and Botox I stopped in 2018 because I just felt so too much.
Even JoJo, you know JoJo, this JoJo. She too had her lips dissolved after her filler migrated. She, just like the rest of us, thought the fillers were going to dissolve, and then they didn't, and they just moved, and she was like, what the hell?
I got my lip filler dissolved because it had started to migrate. Huh? I didn't know it could do that. I thought it was just gonna metabolize and dissolve. Like I thought
People
it was
get
gonna
face jobs, lip
go away
pose,
over time.
realistic
you know?
diet,
Then we have Molly May, reality star
prosthetics,
turned mighty influencer queen of UK, who initially, like a lot of us, went way overboard with the filler and went from looking like this to this.
Take a look at Ghislaine Maxwell.
Take it away, Molly.
I've been getting my lips filled with filler since I was about 17. I just don't like the way they look. I feel like over the last few months I've really noticed how kind of like unnatural they look. You can really see.
And why do you think she's noticing that? She's not noticing it from herself. She's noticing it because other women and stars are having theirs dissolved. So now it doesn't seem like the natural. There's none of that social proof anymore. And then social proof is what you can use to push marketing out. You say, oh, they do it, so I should do it. And oh, my lips look small compared to Kylie Jenner's. And now Kylie Jenner's lips are small. So now when she looks, she's like, oh, my lips are too big. Yeah, and that's what happens. And people are very easily influenced.
How much filler is in my lips, and like they just feel
people like
really
going
hard
like a clown when they get older. Yeah,
it's just time they went.
What the hell is wrong with these women?
Then we have Molly's fellow Love Island alumni, Faye Winter. If you want to talk about overdoing the lip filler, you needn't look further than Faye. Faye's lips are overfilled to the extreme. And big lips, whilst on women who have them naturally, look utterly beautiful, they didn't fit Faye. Now, Faye realized that she'd taken it a little bit too far and had her lip fillers, you guessed it, dissolved. Unfortunately for Faye, because she had so much lip filler injected into her naturally petite lips over the course of 7 years, when she had her lip filler dissolved, she was left with lips, as she describes them, looking like ball sacks, with skin so stretched and wrinkly that they would likely never recover. Which makes sense, right? Think about a balloon. When it's brand new and never blown up, it's smooth and taut. After it's been blown up and then deflated, the balloon doesn't just go back to looking how it did prior to being inflated, does it? No, it looks stretched.
Like a ball sack. Yeah, it's gross.
Your lips are much the same. Just like the old balloon, your lip skin is going to sag. It's been so stretched that when you dissolve the filler that's been holding it up, there's nothing there to fill it out, and it just droops. Which leads us to our next problem. Again, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, and I'm sorry to tell you guys, but there is another lie that the filler industry has sold us. We're told that if our filler goes wrong, or look bad, or we overdo it, it's no biggie.
That's what I was... That's what I was thinking, Kevin. What's a freaking ball sack lift? Never need to go with that BNL. No. Baltox. They will get quicker because of all these tricks. Yeah, absolutely. They'll age much quicker. Yeah. Well, youthful skin has its tautness because you've got these fibers, these collagen like fibers that keep it together. When you stretch it out, you rip them. That's why when women have babies or fat people get fat and they get skinny, you can see the stretch marks. That's where that's torn. And that's what happened to her lips. She artificially plumped them up, which tore those little fibers. The same thing happens with guys that get big old freaking oil muscles. Are they allowed to sue? No. They signed off on all that. And none of it's regulated. It's all supplemental. It's not, none of it's regulated. It's all, yeah. The technical crazy right now. Yeah. Balls. Just talking about testicles and stuff. Opal poopy balls might be kind of cool. That should have been their main advertising strategy. Ball sack lips forever. For $1,399. Who wins in a fight? Charlie Kirk or the Second Amendment? Da, 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 da. All lips.
Do you know what this is? It's just another trap for us women. Another way for the plastic surgeons and injectable clinics to make money off women's insecurities. And another way you're destroying your face without even realizing. Yes, it's true that if your fillers go wrong, or you get too much, or you just don't like the look of them, you can have them dissolved. Enter hyaluronidase. Hyaluronidase is an enzyme that degrades hyaluronic acid, which is what fillers are made out of. So it makes sense that hyaluronidase can dissolve filler. But think about it. We also have naturally occurring hyaluronic acid in our bodies. And if your filler is over 3 months old and you get hyaluronidase to dissolve it, you're also going to be dissolving your own natural hyaluronic acid, along with your own collagen and elastin, effectively weakening your own skin in an attempt to dissolve just the filler. I'm not making this up, guys. I wish I was.
So the chemical they're using to dissolve their filler is naturally, just the chemical to dissolve it is aging their lips. And the stretching age their skin also. Only Second Amendment could be the Second Amendment, right? Did you see Conor McGregor kick the air so hard he gave his knee up? Again? He did it again? Johnny, no one can make that call barely because everyone, no one understands. No one understands rights in America. On the right or the left. They don't understand that you can't use your rights to infringe on somebody else's rights. People are like, I've got rights. Yeah, but so do I. Right? So you can't infringe on mine. People don't know what they're talking about.
And believe it or not, guys, it can actually get even worse than this. Some women claim that their faces have been left permanently destroyed by hyaluronidase.
Skin hanging from the bones.
It's all loose. My skin.
I hope you had a good time in your 20s.
What is this?
This Russian woman is one of many patients around the world reporting devastating side effects after a popular cosmetic procedure, the removal of facial fillers that some claim has impacted their whole body. Queensland woman Agnes had lip fillers dissolved 2 years ago. She says what began as a feeling of numbness soon escalated to indescribable pain. Victorian woman Tina is also suffering. The drug called hyaluronidase is injected into the skin to break down filler compounds and skin tissue. Its off-label use in cosmetic procedures is unapproved, untested, and unregulated.
And it's so sad. I mean, our love of fillers started off so positively. It was like this healthy new
because they were all sold a dream.
Relationship, and everything was exciting.
And they will be sold another dream with the next procedure.
Wholesome and
reminds me of when fat people lose weight. Yeah, same
the relationship
thing.
Turned
what
toxic.
injections of reverse whale ball
too much of a good thing is not a good thing. Now, in conclusion,
testosteronidase.
If you have had filler in the past, currently get filler,
I don't want to see his knee break, brother.
Filler, and this video has left you
I don't want to see his knee break.
That's what I wanted. Not necessarily to scare you and stop you from getting filler. I mean, it's your own face. You can do
I don't want to see his leg break.
I just want you guys to know what you're dealing with so that you can make informed consent when you get your fillers done. Anyway, you guys, I'm going to leave this video here because I have been filming for 40 minutes. If you've made it to the end of this video, comment.
All right, let's see. So what was it, Dr. Wiener? What was it? Cosmetic implants. Oops, that was me. Boop. There we go. Smoothest balls the side of the Mississippi. Needs to be open to the cranium. Needs to reopen the cranium. Expose the brain to place orbital implants. Needs to open the cranium and expose their brain's place to orbital rim implants. Mid-face implants. Why the long face? Because I'm freaking part horse. All right, let's. Oh, jeez. These people are freaking nuts. Cheek implants. Cheek implants, jawline enhancements. Jeez. Really long. Without the filler, Second Amendment reads, a well-regulated shop, militia shall not be infringed. Yeah. Custom
When it comes
facials.
to designing custom facial implants, there are a few key things every patient should know. First, custom implant design is...
I don't think any of these people have any of their own surgeries. I don't think they're stupid enough. I think they're all about making the money. They're like the chick that works for them and the dude that works for them do, but I don't think any of these doctors are doing the same stuff to themselves that these chicks and these guys are doing.
An exact science. There's no mathematical formula that perfectly translates your goals into a flawless implant. It's part science and it's part art. And that art takes years of experience to learn and master.
Let me guess,
Second,
you've got
I
that.
always
He's
want my
got that.
patients to be
Go to him.
informed participants
I bet the
in
CIA
process.
came up with all this.
You don't have to be a
for
designer,
facial
but you
facial
should
changes
understand
for
why
like
your implant
probably.
works the way it does, including its shape, angles, curves, and all the various measurements on it. Now, I welcome your input, but it's important to know that custom design involves a lot of details you won't see. There are anatomical reasons for every curve and angle on that implant, and not all of that is obvious from just looking at a digital model. Another thing that patients don't realize, success doesn't just depend on the design only. It depends on how well we can place the implant during surgery.
I think, well, we watched it the other day. We watched the girls that have their ribs reshaped. So they like break them, tilt them in, and then like make them wear a corset. So like their bottom, like 3 ribs on each side. So like 6 total ribs are broken.
We're not working on a 3D model in a lab. We're working on the human body through limited incisions, limited visibility, navigating around muscles, nerves, and other structures to try to get this implant as we have designed it. So the design must work in reality, not just look pretty on a monitor. For these reasons, and with decades of experience, I make the final call on your implant design.
Not
always
you.
with your goals and surgical safety in mind.
Right. So like doctors will mess you up, make you look ugly, and tell you how great you look. And you don't know because you thought you were ugly before.
And just a heads up,
I'm not.
All designs.
Hell no. I'm getting a nose implant
before your scheduled surgery date, as we must.
The room where Marilyn Manson removed one of his ribs. I heard that too. Yeah. I don't know if I was true or not. But yeah.
Thanks for trusting me with your care.
You had one?
I'm excited to bring
Dr.
your vision
Wiener
to life.
Mid-face implant? Holy crap. Rock. You had one?
Mid-face implants. Who are they good for? What are they?
All right, dude. Come on. At least have a good mic. Hashtag be better now. All right, Siraj, have a good night, brother. Cristiano Ronaldo had a mid-face implant. It's not even noticeable.
When looking at a patient who comes in to have their eyes redone, there's a couple of things I look at. One of the simple things are, do they have loose skin? Do they have fat that's bulging out? Those are relatively simple. But one of the newer techniques we're doing today is filling in the volume deficit that comes right between the cheek and the lower lid. That is one of your first telltale signs of aging. A lot of people are going after those with injectable fillers, such as hyaluronic acids. People also use fat.
Which
but recently I was
absorb.
taking fat out of somebody's lower lids that hadn't come out right from another surgeon. And I've moved myself to facial implants. This is one of the sizers for the facial implant. And what it does is it provides that volume you're missing right here under the lid itself. Why I like these implants is that they're 100% predictable. You always get the volume you anticipate. They don't change with time or weight gain or loss. And they're a permanent fix for that volume loss.
How do they attach them to the skull?
Maybe another 10 or 15 minutes to put one in while we're doing a lower lid blepharoplasty, and you can have really phenomenal results from them. So when it comes to fixing somebody's aging lower lids, for me, I think the implants are the way to go. If you don't like them, they're easy to pop out. They go in relatively quickly once we've done the lower lid, and you get a permanent, very predictable volume replacement, which you just can't get with fat grafting or injectables.
Okay, let's see. Let's see what you got here. Freaking rockhead. Ugh, son of a motherless goat.
This may shock you. 55 countries around the world still practice the death penalty, but they are dramatically different. From Japan's death row that drives inmates insane, to Saudi Arabia's death row that has a dark, evil twist. The first country we have to look at is the USA. The USA hands out many death sentences per year, but surprisingly, it's not even in the top 10. Around 20 people are sentenced to death row every year in the USA. In many states, death row is illegal, and some states don't practice it despite never actually outlawing it. But these 11 states do actively carry out death sentences. Inmates will get these sentences for various crimes, most commonly homicide-related crimes, but also espionage, treason, as well as extreme cases of narcotics trafficking. USA death penalty methods vary state by state, but there are 5 methods used in the USA. These are lethal injection, electric chair, firing squad, gas chamber, and gas asphyxiation. But what actually happens to an inmate on death row in the USA? 24 hours before they will be taken from their cells and moved to what is cheerfully known as the death house. As they enter the death house, this will be the last time the inmate will ever be outside. They will then be given a full body search and given new clothing. They will then be taken to their new and last cell,
give them a new set of freaking threads.
There, the inmates will spend their final night.
Costs a lot of tax dollars. Over $80,000 a year. I think $80,000 a year is the average inmate cost for America, I believe.
Will be woken up. They will then shower and be given a regular prison breakfast. At the 14-hour mark, they will be allowed to see their friends and family for one last time. They will also get 45 minutes to make any final phone calls. At the 12-hour mark, all visitations will be cut off. The inmate will then be given a regular prison lunch and are then allowed to see a priest or imam. Inmates carry many regrets and secrets, and this gives them one last chance to confess and have a clear mind. At the 8-hour mark, the inmate will be allowed to see their last sunset. The inmate will then be allowed to write letters for 1 hour, writing their final goodbyes to friends and family. At the 6-hour mark, the inmate will order their last meal. Despite what many think, they can't order whatever they want, instead having to stick to a $30 budget, which with today's prices isn't that much. If the inmates are being executed with an electric chair, they will then have their heads shaved. This is to prevent their hair catching on fire. The inmate will then take their last ever shower, and then eat their last meal. At the 3-hour mark, witnesses arrive. These are the people who are going to watch the execution happen. They're normally relatives of the victim, but sometimes the inmate's family comes too. At the 1-hour mark, the inmate will be walked to what's known as the death chamber, escorted by a team of 5 guards. The inmate will then be strapped to a chair or bed. At the 12-minute mark, the witnesses will be moved into the watching room. The curtains will then be undrawn. The window is one way, meaning the inmate never sees the people watching him. At the 10-minute mark, the inmate gets to say their last words. The inmate will then get one final visit from a priest or imam if they wish, and after that, the execution will take place. There are currently 2,500 people on death row in the United States. It often takes decades for these executions to be carried out, because inmates are entitled to many appeals. But it wasn't always like this. The USA once executed a 14-year-old boy. George Steiny was accused of taking 2 girls' lives. He was too small to sit on the electric chair, so he had to sit on top of a Bible. But since 2005, you now need to be over 18 to be given a death sentence in the USA. America's death row may sound harsh, but I can assure you it's nothing compared to Saudi Arabia's. Every year, Saudi Arabia ends many people's lives, with an average of over 185 executions every year. In Saudi Arabia, people get death sentences for minor crimes, including burglary, treason, espionage, and narcotics. But you can also be given a death sentence for leaving Islam, as well as cheating on your wife or husband, or having a same-gender relationship. You can even be given a death sentence for witchcraft. Saudi Arabia has 3 execution methods, and they're all wild. The first is firing squad. The second is stoning. This is where someone is buried up to their head in sand.
I'm not a fan.
Stones are then thrown at them until they lose their life. And the most common method is beheading. This is done using a scimitar, a large curved sword. Afterwards, bodies are often put on public display to scare everyone else into not committing the same crime. Unlike in the USA, Saudi Arabia dish out executions very fast, but while they wait, they're normally kept in this prison, named Al Hayr Prison. Inmates are often kept in isolation cells, and are subjected to physical and psychological hell. Inmates are often not allowed to contact their families. Executions normally happen within the same year someone is sentenced to death row. Another country with a surprisingly nasty death row is
there you
Japan.
Go, Tom.
Aside
I have
from
a
the
question.
USA, Japan is the only democratic country.
You can send if you're on the Discord, you can send them there. They usually don't come through. Only moderators links show up. But if you have Discord, I'll put the Discord link up, and you can put them in the YouTube stuff link channel. Probably forgot to put this here. Anywho's come back. 110thgrade.com is the Discord, or you can send iPhil first a friend request. Bam, 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 bam. I always forget. Oh no, what did I do? Oh, son of a bitch! I hit delete instead of freaking post or pin. Bam. There it is. All right, thank you, brother. Thank you, brother.
That still has death row, with an average of 5 executions per year. There are only 3 crimes you can commit to get the death penalty: homicide, treason, and crimes against the state. Normally you need to end multiple lives to be sentenced to death row. In most countries, inmates on death row are told when they're going to lose their lives far in advance, but not in Japan. Instead, inmates are only told 1 or 2 hours before the execution, meaning that they have no idea when will be their last day on Earth. It could be years from now, or it could be in 2 hours. This sometimes makes inmates go insane. To make matters worse, the inmate's family is only told after they've been executed, meaning that they have no chance to say goodbye. While the inmates are on death row.
In Islam, it's a black stone, and in the Hadith, it says that the black stone. Maybe it was just the Quran. The black stone used to be white, but it darkens as it removes your sins or absorbs your sins. Monk, throwing his money around. Thank you, Monk. Hey, get some stars, brother. Bam. Thank you, Monk. Welcome, Iraq. I've been stood. All right, we'll check out him after
prisons, said to be the strictest in the world.
That's right. This is what you're talking about. Your facial surgery, Monk. Oops. What up, Scott Monk? We got 2 monks. Oh, wow. So like the bone underneath the eye. Oh, wait, I suppose it gets darker when it removes your sins. Yeah. Jordan Artsy. Huh. Interesting. All right. Sorry about that.
World. They're told exactly how to sit in their
Jordan
cells.
Artsy.
They have to always look down at the floor and can never look up. They're also not allowed to speak unless spoken to, and they have to work for over 13 hours.
All right. We'll take one more pause here. We'll see who this is. Jordan Artsy. Biggie and Tupac. I don't think I've heard any of his stuff. What's the thing called? It's at the Kaaba is where it is, and it's called the Black Stone. If it has another name other than that, I don't know. The Black Stone.
Per day. But a country with an even worse death row is China. China executes the most people per year, averaging at over 1,000 executions every year. In China, you can be given the death penalty for many crimes, including serious fraud, bombing, flooding, rioting, separatism, rebellion, political dissent, subversion, sneaking people into China, piracy, corruption, aircraft hijacking, espionage, abandoning the military, endangering national security, robbery, and many other crimes. In China, no matter how rich or powerful you are, you can be given a death sentence. In 2022, high-up politician Fu Zhuangha was sentenced to death row after taking nearly $17 million in bribes. And in 2014, billionaire businessman Liu Han was also given a death sentence, being executed 1 year later in 2015. These executions are carried out using either a firing squad or lethal injection. While inmates wait for their execution date, they will be in a Chinese prison, which are known for their very harsh conditions. Inmates sometimes have to work for 16 hours per day. They will also have their heads shaved and have to look down at the ground at all times. But a country with even worse death row conditions is Somalia. Somalia is known as one of the most dangerous countries in the world. It is the only African country that carries out public executions. These are done either by hanging, firing squad, or stoning. Somalia executes an average of 13 people per year. These sentences are given out for homicide, treason, espionage, and abandoning the military. But you can also get a death sentence for leaving Islam, blasphemy, cheating.
This one he was talking about right here, maxillary hyperplasia. Mid-face paranoia. I said that because Jordan has drunken live streams and it's so bad to his little dog. He ties it to him with the blouse. Jeez. He sounds like an asshole. Bad to his dog. That sounds like popular these days for people, live streamers, to be bad to their dog. Mr. Piker.
On your husband or wife, and having a same-gender relationship. While inmates await their execution date, they will be kept in one of Somalia's worst jails, which are known to be very overcrowded and dirty. Death row inmates are normally sent to Mandera prison, said to be Somalia's worst prison. But some would say death row in Belarus is even worse. Belarus is the only country in Europe to still use capital punishment. You can be sent to death row for crimes such as treason, sabotage, and conspiracy to seize.
Went on a freaking couple-month drug binge. Hookers. No, you're all right, brother Johnny. You're all right.
Power. This is because Belarus is Europe's last dictatorship. While inmates wait for their execution, they will be sent to Belarus's worst prison, which is famous for housing political prisoners. Belarus executes an average of 2 people per year, but a country known for executing far more people is Indonesia. In 2005, Indonesia hit the headlines. This was after 9 Australians were arrested. They were attempting to smuggle narcotics.
Now you got pretty privilege.
Of them were sentenced to life in prison, but 2 were sent to death row, and in 2015 were executed by firing squad. This caused massive outrage, but many executions still take place in Indonesia, normally for narcotics and piracy. Another country with a surprisingly harsh death row is India. In India, you can be sent to death row for homicide, narcotics, aircraft hijacking, espionage, kidnapping, abandoning the military, and even partaking in human sacrifice. In 2023, India gave out 120 death sentences. These are always done by either hanging or firing squad. Death row inmates are kept in awful prisons. Indian prisons are famous for overcrowding, having over 25 million backlogged cases. The cells are very crowded, dark, and dirty, and inmates are only told their execution date a few days before it happens. But one country you won't be surprised has a terrible death row is North Korea. In North Korea, just about anything can land you on death row. This includes plots against the nation, working with enemy countries, circulating harmful information, political dissidents, visiting foreign websites, watching foreign movies or TV shows, listening to foreign radio, inappropriate words, making international phone calls, watching adult material, and returning to North Korea after defecting. Many high-up North Korean officials have been given a death sentence, including Kim Jong-un's own uncle. The methods used are firing squad, hanging, beheading, and even being shot with a missile. Some of these executions are done in public. In 2022, a 22-year-old man was publicly executed for listening to K-pop. While North Korean inmates are on death row, they are sent to a labor camp.
Brother.
This is where they have to do back-breaking work for sometimes 20 hours per day. Many lose their lives.
In North Korea, you can't watch pornography. You can't make phone calls out of the country. Yeah, you can't watch American movies. Any other movies. Only thing you can consume in that communist country is what the communal North Korean movie. Oh can't remember the name of the name of that organization. It's not an organization. It's not a foundation. North Korean. It's a propaganda arm, and it's the only thing you can watch are cleared movies, and that's on state TV. Should have been a bison burgers after that one. No, they got internet. They get smuggled in internet and whatnot. Yeah, because they'll get caught. We watched a video on it. It was I don't want to say it was infographics. They had a video on like what happens for like what you can get killed for.
These camps,
Yeah.
but if they survive, they
Rip
will
and
later
flame.
be executed by the guards.
They got
And to make
intranet.
matters worse, their
I like
entire
watching
family
Jill.
will be
Like
sent
it's
to the
helped me get
camps
through a
as
rough
well.
breakup.
This is to ensure
Glad to
no
help
one
you,
ever
Georgia,
tries
brother.
to take power from Kim Jong-un. North Korea executes an average of 150 people per year. Another country famous for its death row is Egypt. Egypt executes an average of 30 people per year. This is done by either firing squad or hanging. While they wait for their last day, people on death row in Egypt are sent to very bad prisons, known for overcrowding and harsh
Let's get the
conditions.
raids.
Another
Thank you,
country
Martin,
with a
brother.
famously
How
bad
are you,
death row is
777?
the United Arab Emirates. This surprises many people as it's a popular tourist destination. But beyond the glitz and glamour of Dubai are some truly awful prisons. This is where death row inmates are kept. You can be given a death sentence for various crimes, including the disposal of nuclear waste and leaving Islam. Executions are carried out by firing squad. Which of these death rows do you think was the worst? Let me know in the comments down below. Subscribe if you haven't yet.
All right, let's see if we can find the one on. Let's see if we can find the one on.
And check out this video next.
see if
I
we-
think you'll find it very interesting.
Thank you, Shadow Syndicate. Bam, the big one. Butterflies are Jordan RC as a loco. All right, let's see. Let's see if we can find the one on the on North Korea real quick. All right, North. Let me see. There we go. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, here you go. Here you go.
There's an eerie silence in the stadium as a 17-year-old boy is pushed onto the playing field in a squeaky wheelchair. His mother, among a crowd of
This
about
is
10,000 people, is holding back
crazy.
tears. With his mouth gagged, he wriggles around in the chair, just as 3 soldiers point their machine guns at him.
Jordan
9
Archie
shots
says
are
it's
fired. His chest
LGBT.
explodes. There's a collective gasp in the crowd, then silence,
All right,
followed
brother.
by frantic, rapturous clapping that lasts 10 whole minutes. Can you imagine being in that crowd? Being the parent of the victim, a spectator expected to clap. Sounds crazy, but this is life in North Korea. So, what had this young man done to deserve 9 bullets in the chest? The answer is K-pop. Yeah,
K-pop.
South Korean pop music. We know it's criminally bad, but come on, being a fan shouldn't warrant an execution. The Supreme Leader, Kim Jong-un,
That's so
doesn't
crazy.
like K-pop. He hates it, in fact. He says it's evil.
Jordan
He also
won the
believes
cards.
that
He
South
wants you to
Korean
make
soap
it clap,
operas and
man.
American pop music corrupt North
All right,
Korea's
brother.
youths. And he hates
you
foreign
please
pop
play the
music and
tra-
foreign
I
dramas
can't
because
play
they
it,
show
brother.
North Koreans a reality they're not allowed to see. In 2021, it was reported that Kim Jong-un had lost the plot where this was concerned. That year, he pushed into law new rules about what content people could and could
China
not
is more
watch.
communist
Pretty
on
much
paper
meant they
than
were
in
allowed to
reality.
watch North Korean propaganda.
China's more communist paper than reality, and the Chinese citizens does as well. My name's Richard, not Russ. You should look up the video where they show off a North Korean cell phone. China is wackadoodle like that because they have a lot of freaking profitability and capitalistic tendencies on how they deal with outside trade, and they have billionaires and whatnot. Phineas, hey, I'm all grown up. Dun, 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 dun.
Canada and nothing else. Amid that, dancing to the music of Girls' Generation or watching an episode of The World of the Married could get you killed.
That's
We aren't
so
exaggerating. Some teenagers
insane.
were recently executed for just watching Squid Game. It was revealed by activists that foreign
People
content
trolling
had been
Jordan.
coming into North Korea via the town of Haisan, which is an important trading hub with China. The problem with this proximity is tons of illegal content was getting across the border, as were such things as mobile phones. North Korean security services
sorry,
got
Rich.
busy hunting
Where'd
this
I get
content
Russ
down
from?
when they found it often.
Wow, Richard, people like Rich. Please accept the Jordan artsy love. I'm sorry, I can't accept your love.
And on teenagers, the kids were sometimes executed, sometimes in front of their classmates, sometimes in front of their parents
reporting
in
the dog
stadiums,
abuse
as
and
you
you
just heard.
won't do it.
So, crazy law number 1, death for listening to pop music and
they don't do a
watching
lot
silly
about a
dramas.
lot.
The
That's
regime
kinda
calls
odd
them
they won't.
anti-socialist and non-socialist. They're really strict about it these days. A North Korean NGO said in 2019 that it had discovered 318 execution sites in North Korea. People were shot down in public schools, stadiums, markets, and rice fields, with the crime being anything from watching a foreign soap opera to stealing someone's cow. A defector said that when he was in a prison camp in the 2000s, he and about 80 other...
So most countries have 1 or 2 execution centers, and they've got 180.
Inmates were forced to watch 3 women being executed. They'd been charged with having ideas about running off to China. So one law in North Korea could be said to be the first rule about North Korea is you do not talk about North Korea. Not to anyone else anyway. We explain later what happens if you have the audacity to make an international phone call. The execution...
All right, hold on. All right, we'll do this real quick. He loves politics. I should talk. Thank you, brother.
Jamal's kind of out of it now, though. He can pull it out.
Yeah, now he's
good.
fine.
He's good, but he's back in the guard, full guard. And
yeah,
again,
that's one of those sneaky
tightened
little
up
submissions.
overhook.
Jordan stinks.
So
I think Bully likes him.
He's got it again. And he's going to go. He's got it.
He's got it. That's a
Oh, man.
Oh, my goodness. Jamal's out. Is he out?
No way.
Oh, it's not good.
That looks like a broken elbow.
Like maybe
his arm's broken.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, that's definitely broken. It's dislocated.
He's flopping around.
Look
at his arm just flopping around. That is crazy.
Don't be rude to Poppy.
Just stop it. Just stop it. Oh, my God.
Jamal Hill
Oh, my
in
God.
round 1.
Jeez.
They're almost always by
Outside
firing
moves,
squad.
North Korea,
Although
video
there
clips,
has
large
been the odd
balloons,
hanging now and
USB
again.
drive.
Usually the victims are...
Yes. People putting USB drives on like helium balloons and floating them towards North Korea absolutely happens. What up, Rodolfo? Traumatic arm injury? CTE. Traumatic. What's CTE? Philosophy? Traumatic. Is your Poppy and everyone's your Poppy? What's up, the core, brother?
Lined up, 3 soldiers do the shooting, firing off 3 rounds. One defector said he'd seen it happen. He noted that the soldiers were upset about it. He said they were drunk. Maybe they could only go through with it after some booze. As you know, the regime hates the outside world, or rather they fear the
My name's Richard.
outside world.
Justice
that means
Matobe.
anything associated with the outside is treated like a virus that could spread
The elbow
easily
hit
within
the
their
top of the
perfect
head
society.
and becomes
This is why
CTE.
schoolgirls have been sent to do hard time in mines in the countryside just
For
because
watching-
they tried to sound like South Koreans when they sang.
Oh,
Kim Jong-un has said
that's
that
rough.
anyone
This
mimicking
is
South
real.
Korean accents can expect to be packed off to those mines where they might never return. Same goes for
The puppy
haircuts.
dog's
Under
name
no
is,
circumstances
Toby.
should North Koreans try and copy the
Send a
hairstyles of the
rerun.
West
Dennis
or the rest of
Rodman
Asia.
back to
You
Korea.
might not have noticed
North
it when
Korea,
watching
right.
videos, but
Babbling
everyone
on
seems
Brand
to have
America
the
keeps the world
exact
market
same
control.
haircut.
Yeah, it
Boys,
does. I know,
girls,
it's
women,
crazy.
and
The
men. You
core.
could see photos of good-looking women walking down the street, perhaps chatting on their local call-only mobile phones, and it seems as though they've all been reading the same fashion magazine. It's got nothing to do
Toby.
with personal choice. They have to look that way because if one of them decides to branch out and look like Ariana Grande, they might end up in the mines. Same goes for the men. That regime has approved just 28 hairstyles, but none of them are what you might call risque. Men are told they should keep their hair short, but never totally shaved. If it gets longer than 5 centimeters, almost 2 inches, it's time for a cut. Flat tops, a North Korean favorite, are recommended. Women can grow their hair into a bob, but not very long. And no way can they have it really short. That would look too manly, too rebellious. There was actually a TV show in North Korea called Let's Trim Our Hair in Accordance with the Socialist Lifestyle. The show told the folks why they should follow hairstyle rules. Goes without saying that they don't want people to have any sort of individuality. As the saying goes, if a nail sticks out, hammer it down. It's actually a Japanese expression and not too important now in that country, but in North Korea, it influences every part of society. Spiky hair, green hair, or messy hair does not adhere to socialist values, said the TV show. In one episode in 2005, a guy was dragged off the streets. His hair was all over the place. The TV presenter said to the people watching, "We cannot help questioning the cultural taste of this comrade, who is incapable of feeling ashamed of his hairstyle." Can we expect a man with this disheveled mindset to perform his duty well?
I'm just thinking it's so absurd that the Iranian regime sought an assassination of Trump thing on bonkers. Well, their worlds are falling apart. They're going to say whatever they have to, or whatever they can to try to save their own butts. I've been studying North Korea since I was in high school because it's super interesting. The last full communist country and its hermit kingdom as well. It's an insane place. Justice for Toby. Justice for Toby.
There's only one answer, of course. Still, an unsocialist hairdo won't get someone hard labor. Instead, when CCTV found such people with their itinerant hair, they were publicly shamed.
Ouch.
They were reported at work and were ostracized by their colleagues. The viewers heard some scientific facts too, North Korean style. The presenter said long hair affects human intelligence development because it consumes a great deal of nutrition.
How come
if
you're
you have no
ignoring me? I'm
access
not
to
ignoring
decent
you,
books or
baby.
the internet, how would you ever be able to refute that? It's the same with clothes. People won't get the machine gun.
Anything that you say pops up, I'll respond to. But if it gets blocked by YouTube and doesn't get to me, I don't see it.
And treatment for wearing the wrong kind of clothes, but they will be accused of having a bad ideological and mental state. Once that gets back to their boss, they'll be snubbed by their colleagues. The newspapers might make a meal of it, bringing on more shame. A regime newspaper called Nodong Sinmun wrote that people's clothes show their cultural standards and mental and moral state. It explained no matter how good the clothes, if one does not wear tidy shoes, one's personality will be downgraded. We should say that there's a big difference between being a bit untidy to showing everyone you are totally into a Western or South Korean style. One could be blamed on laziness or unkemptness, but Western fashion following is sedition. One is harmless, the other is exceedingly dangerous. Human Rights Watch wrote in 2021 that a North Korean might be executed or sent to a prison camp, Kaewaso, for 15 years just for watching one episode of a South Korean soap opera. It also said that the new rules dictated that merely uttering a few words of South Korean, even just to practice, can result in 2 years of hard labor. There are reports of kids texting each other and using some words of South Korean slang. The sentence for that was 3
that one American journalist was really poisoned by North Korea for yes, he was put to death, I believe. We've had a couple of reporters, journalists that were arrested and had to be traded out. And I think there may be some still there.
Months of hard labor.
Or dead.
In a letter to the 10th Congress of Youth League in 2021, Kim Jong-un explained why he was coming down on people so hard. It was a long letter, so we'll just show you a few snippets translated into English. It starts off positively, saying, "The faithful millions of young people have always been a fortress for our party, which is leading the revolution to a great leap, braving the worst ever challenges. These kids," he said, "should be at war against the capitalists. He said they should dress smart, speak well, and learn revolutionary songs. He said some do that, but others have been transformed by the malignant tumors of an anti-socialist idea coming from foreign lands. He was executing folks for listening to K-pop because they were bringing in dangerous poisons of outside influence.
Middle East is popping. Iran just struck Jordan and Bahrain.
That, you're expected to clap like
I'm
crazy.
guessing you meant Bahrain.
We mean clap until your hands
is that a
hurt.
different place? What up, Jason? The journalist. He was a journalist that was a stupid college student that should have ever done that. He just would have been listening. He wouldn't have been punished like that. Jeez. They made an example out of him. I think they do that on everybody. And if you don't clap loud enough, you can be put to death.
People have been executed in the past for not clapping enough, for looking like they didn't care about the immortal speaker on the podium. This is nothing new. It happened in the Soviet Union under Stalin. But you can imagine what would happen if you fell asleep when the leader was speaking, just as happens all the time in the West. Napping in British Parliament is the norm. There's no official law for this in North Korea, but they can easily accuse someone of being seditious or at least unpatriotic. It happened to the former defense minister, Song Dong-chol, who was usually
I thought the USA was
top-notch
backed by
clapper.
gold.
The state gunned him
I thought
down.
the U.S. No. Backed by gold. Apparently not anymore. It's based off promise people to pay off USA debts. Is that called legal slavery? I mean, I guess it would be called legal slavery, yes. So, yeah, we went off the gold standard in the Nixon administration. Yeah, Bahrain. Okay. Yeah. It's not going to be good. It's not going to be good. It looks like a lot of the Middle Eastern countries are going to start pegging back. Let's say it looks like the way it's going to go.
Down in 2015. Some people said the reason was he was caught napping while Kim Jong-un was speaking, but the real reason was likely that he'd just gotten on the wrong side of the leader. No official reason was given in the end, but Kim must have really hated him because this time the firing squad used an anti-aircraft gun. It happened in front of hundreds of people at Pyongyang's Kangkon military shooting range. So that's another rule, or at least an unwritten rule: clap when you have to, and don't be the first to stop. When the big
He was
man
not
is talking,
killed there.
don't
Prison
you
in the
dare
hard labor
think you
camp.
can
He
catch
got
50
sick.
winks. This is serious.
Kid
Hundreds
man
of
passed
officials
away
in the
with
past have been
shit.
executed when it was thought that they were becoming slightly rebellious by not
I
paying
mean, it's as entertaining as we could get for North Korea stuff, you know. I mean,
attention when they should. This next bit of information sounds so crazy.
I think nowadays a lot is fear mongering stuff that they've been putting out. A lot of the stuff, and a lot of clickbaity type titles.
Think it was Western propaganda. You already know you have to respect the supreme leader at all costs. In 2020, it seemed a woman living in Onsong County near China let that respect lapse for a few minutes when her house caught fire and her kids were stuck inside. As the flames tickled the sky, she rushed into the house to collect her screaming kids. She should have been celebrated for her bravery, but she was arrested. Guess why? The reason is, like in every North Korean household, there were portraits on the wall of Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il.
I agree.
Their rotund faces lit on fire as the woman concentrated on making sure her kids got to see puberty. The news somehow got back to the Ministry of...
So she got in trouble for saving her kids instead of saving the photos of the leaders.
State security, likely through a snitching neighbor. The case was investigated and it was said that a political crime might have occurred because she rescued her children and not the portraits. What's even more ridiculous is a farmer had rushed in to save the portraits, and while the woman was condemned in the media, he was hailed as a national hero. What's even more annoying is that the woman was jailed during the investigation, which meant that she couldn't tend to her hospitalized kids, who both had serious burns. The Daily NK, a South Korean newspaper writing about everything North Korea, said that some neighbors wanted to help the mother buy the antibiotics her kids needed, but they were too scared as they thought they might be charged with political crimes. A source told the paper the mother will be able to focus on caring for her children once the authorities end their investigation. The supreme leader is kind of a divinity, which is why myths abound, such as the ground cracking apart and lightning striking when the last leader popped his clogs. It's said that he once hit 38 under par in 18 holes, the first time he ever played golf. The official state document said on the 7,700-yard championship course in Pyongyang, he hit 11 holes in one that day. Not too bad for a 52-year-old and 5'3" in height on a course that most professionals would struggle to make par. Only a god could perform such a miraculous feat of sporting triumph. This is why in North Korea, if you mention the word Jesus or Buddha, you're in for one hell of a bad time. The country is not big enough for two gods. Only the Kims perform miracles. Gods have nothing on them.
And the thing is, it doesn't work in its own system. There's other systems outside of that help it. So you have China, who isn't really full-fledged communists. They're communo-capitalists, and they help fund a lot of, and so does Russia, helps North Korea too, and they're capitalists. So they're not anti-capitalist. They just want to control the money.
In 2014, an American named Jeffrey Fowle made the mistake of his life when he thought it was a good idea to visit North Korea while embracing the Christian tradition of spreading the word of God. This was about as prudent as taking a bath while holding a plugged-in TV.
Artsy is like the North Korean
thing keeping your God theories to yourself in North Korea, but this guy went into a restaurant called the Chongjin Sailors Club, and on purpose he left a Bible in the restroom, hoping someone would pick it up and later choose Jesus as their savior.
You shadow banned by
Fowle was
YouTube
arrested
again?
and imprisoned. He appeared on TV later telling the folks back home he'd been treated well. They always say that. You'll know why soon. After 5 months, the North Koreans sent him back home, but with a warning. Keep your God in the USA. We don't want him here. He's persona non grata. Had Fowle not been used as a diplomatic bargaining chip, he'd likely have been executed or at least spent a few years doing hard labor. Around that same time, the American-Korean Kenneth Bae, an evangelical preacher, was sentenced to 15 years hard labor, also for spreading the good word. He surprised everyone when he told the West that his prison camp wasn't actually that bad. In an interview from North Korea, he said, "Yes, people here are very considerate, but my health is not in the best condition, so there are some difficulties. But everyone here is considerate and generous. We have doctors here, so I'm
buys
getting
all their
regular
coal
checkups."
until they make most
Still,
of
in
money
2015, North Korea executed 6 North Korean people who'd been spreading the word of God. In 2011, a man named Kwang Eun-som and her granddaughter were blasted away by a firing squad in Osong County. Their crime was loving the Christian God and telling others how great great he was. You can't even practice superstitious stuff in North Korea. Shamans have been executed, as have fortune tellers. Lots and lots of fortune tellers. You can give $20 to the same people in the US and they'll tell you one day you'll meet an important person named Gary, or was it Graham? It begins with G anyway. Perhaps that's exploitation, but it's hardly
they
a
definitely
crime.
do that.
In 2017, it was
YouTube,
reported that a 20-something-year-old North Korean woman had been telling folks about their life down the line, and she was later executed by firing squad in Chongjin. A news report at the time talked about how other fortune tellers had been arrested. It said one fortune teller, known as Hui Son, was sentenced to 18 years hard labor in Onsong. While in Hoyong, 6 fortune tellers remain under investigation by local police with rumors that they may also face execution. In 2019, the news said 2 young fortune tellers were executed by firing squad in front of tens of thousands of people, factory workers, students, and office workers, at a location in Hamgyong's Chongjin City. Another person got life in prison labor camps because they'd been accused of superstitious activities. In another case, the condemned fortune teller had used a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old, saying they were possessed and so they could see into the future. The media reported that people were starving and desperate, so they looked to anyone who could help, even a scammer who allegedly talked to ghosts. Each one of the fortune tellers was accused of anti-socialist behavior, which affected the preservation of social order.
So we can't even get a fortune
Now, you might
cookie
wonder
in
what
North
happens if
Korea.
North Koreans get
No.
on the phone with South Koreans and
Looks
report
like
that
North
their
Korea's
lives are actually terrible and that they live in a place of sheer madness where their brains are washed as often as their hands. If that happens and the person is caught, they'll likely die. Many North Koreans have been executed for the crime of talking on the phone to someone outside the country. As we explained in another show, North Korea runs a tight ship where the truth is concerned. Just one phone call to someone outside will likely get you executed, regardless of what's said. Remember the first rule of North Korea
Regardless
Club.
of what's
In
said.
2007, a South Pyongan province factory chief was executed for this crime in front of 150,000 people at a local stadium. The giant lid on North Korea's can of worms was to remain closed. It does, for the most part, which is why most people go along with stories of their leaders attaining golf scores that would make Tiger Woods envious. But just a quick phone call to the South can undo such ridiculous lies. Another thing you're not supposed to do in North Korea is look at pornographic material.
Don't do
North
it.
Koreans might be living in a never world, but their brains work the same as everyone else where sex is concerned. Like many of you guys and gals, they're suckers for images and videos of naked bodies getting down.
Even though
with a
Kim
bit of
liked
coitus.
basketball, I'm still
It's said
surprised
that
it's
while
freaking
North
like
Koreans might not have access to porn websites and hustler-type
no way, like
magazines,
China,
people
I think
still
China
share
6
illegal
times
videos
pretty
of
fun.
women dancing while wearing
Well,
not so many clothes.
China still has a tourist industry.
The possession, distribution, and production
playing
of this
with
kind
my
of thing can lead
girlfriend
to
on
many years in
Roblox.
prison and even death. News stories.
Thank you for the picture. Thank you for drawing the picture. I appreciate it, last couple.
In 2021 told us about how a teenage boy caught watching porn got in big trouble. The stories don't explain how he was caught, but it said when his parents were away at the house in North Pyongan province, the kid put on a video and indulged in the age-old tradition of the five-knuckle shuffle. This was said to be anti-socialist behavior. Truth is, it tore at the threads of North Korea's tapestry of lies. Foreign porn exposes a different life, even if it's just as terrible actors picking up horny svelte hitchhikers. As
North
per
Korea
Article
dangerous.
29 of the law,
What's up,
the
Rahendra?
15-year-old kid was sent
How
to
you doing, brother? I ain't seen you in a while. Yeah, North Korea's crazy. This is crazy laws in North Korea. Roblox is for pedos. Socialism is communism. These days, abso-freaking-lutely. There ain't not like much of a dividing line.
a labor camp. His parents and even his high school principal were also sent to the labor camp. More and more pornographic videos or smutty content on USBs have been making their way across the border from China of late. Kim Jong-un says this is a threat to society and has cracked down on such behavior. Even worse, some folks have had the gall to make porn in North Korea. Defectors smuggled one video titled The Secret Story of the Republic out of North Korea not so long ago. Although the film isn't available online.
Democracy needs North Korea
for
for
research
little men.
purposes, of course. Kids have
They call
apparently
it
been getting their
Rudy.
hands on sexy CDs and renting them out in school. With reports,
North Korean got deployed to Ukraine, couldn't get off the. Oh, I can imagine that. North Korea. I heard that. I remember hearing that. When North Korea said soldiers rushed to help with Ukraine the first time they got uncensored cell phones, they would play. Okay, yeah. I remember. They got those for free, so you could have them. Thank you, Shadow brother. Thank you. Dun, dun.
reports saying such CDs were going for about $80 in the past. That's a lot in North Korea. More recently, people have smuggled content on Chinese phones, and with those, they can watch homegrown Chinese stuff online. The North Korean regime, as much as they hate it, seems to understand how natural it is. So usually if someone's caught with just North Korean smut, they might get 2 to 5 years in the labor camps. The problem is when the porn is foreign, which means opening up that can of worms. As you know, people get executed for watching South Korean dramas, so American or Japanese hardcore,
They
that's a
get
big
executed
no-no.
for listening
As
to
Article
K-pop.
194 of the Conduct of Decadent Acts says, a person who watches or listens to music, dance, drawings, photos, books, video recordings, or electronic
Crazy.
media that reflects
North Korea
decadent,
gotta
carnal,
go,
or foul
worm.
contents, or who performs such acts himself or herself, shall be punished by short-term labor for less than 2 years. In cases where the person commits a grave offense, he or she shall be punished by reform through labor for less than 5 years. This doesn't count for the regime's top officials. It seems those guys can beat their meat to the heart's content, or at least that's what some researchers said in 2017. They said deep within the highest offices at Pyongyang, top officials watched American porn sites, such as Pornhub. Those same guys were even going on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook, maybe even befriending some of you guys watching this video. As for if someone in North Korea
We
likes
got any
people
North
of the same
Koreans in the
sex, well,
chat?
that's actually not illegal. But it seems
Any
most
serious
people don't
society
even
would
have a
kill people
concept
for
of
listening to the game.
homosexuality, even if they feel it in every inch of their
Yeah.
bones. In 2015,
Listen to this. This is absolutely insanity. They've got, like, you'll be put to death for homosexuality. You can't be gay, you can't be lesbian, you can't be trans, can't be anything. And it's pushed so down in society that people don't even know it exists. Labor camps, easy peasy.
a guy named Ju Sung-ha, who had defected from North Korea after studying at its best university, told the New York Times about homosexuality. In my university, only half the students may have heard of the word. Even then, it was always treated as some strange, vague mental illness affecting subhumans, only found in the depraved West. Also in the Times, another guy said, I was too embarrassed to confess that I came here because I felt no sexual attraction to my wife. I couldn't explain what it was that bothered me so much, made my life so miserable in North Korea, because I didn't know until after I arrived here that I was gay, or even what homosexuality was.
Yeah, they don't even know what it was. He didn't know. He didn't understand why he wasn't attracted to his wife. And then once he got out of North Korea, he was like, oh, men can like men and women can like women because you'll be killed. They'll put you to death. They'll kill you if you're gay. She was so stunned she couldn't speak.
So while there is no law that outright bans homosexuality, coming out would certainly be taboo, and we imagine might raise a few eyebrows. Article 193 talks about decadent behavior, and it's speculated that a gay person could be charged with this, but it's hard to say. In totalitarian societies, laws are deliberately very vague. A gay defector named Jang Yong-jin said after he jumped the fence, he experienced more discrimination in conservative South Korea. Still, since homosexuality isn't even talked about in the North, it's unlikely there will be discrimination. Even the little things can get a person in trouble. Households are expected to be clean and tidy, and people are absolutely expected to have pictures of their leaders on the wall, past and present. In some societies in the world that aren't even totalitarian but are authoritarian, pretty much every household has a picture on the wall of some ruler or monarch. Thailand was like this until the last king died, and people there still will argue with you until they're blue in the face that this was out of love and respect rather than a consequence of propaganda instilled in them since they were just children. Reports say that portraits of leaders in North Korea have to be hung high, so they look down on the occupants of the house. The police do inspections now and again to ensure families follow
We don't understand how good we have it in America, that we can call Trump or an idiot, or we can call Biden a freaking babbling baboon or whatever. If they do that, they die.
Rule. If the pictures
North Koreans will try to get remote jobs, and the U.S. YouTuber caught him once trying to prove he's North Korea and say Kim Jong-un is a fat pig, and the guy wouldn't say it. Yeah. So I heard that happens a lot. That they have North Koreans that try to do remote jobs, and they will talk to people that work there and say, I'll work your job, you work another job, or they'll work multiple jobs. And they try to get in with like security clearances. Like they try to say, hey, I'll do your job for you. You keep the pay. And then if they can get in and they can get inside the intranets on other company, like to try to hack in and try to get they try to get freaking not copyrighted, classified data. Yeah, totalitarianism is a bridge of socialism for communism. Johnny's got hairy legs. We play with their agents all the time. Shadow. It's your favorite pastime.
or hung in the wrong place, the adults in the house can expect punishment. An investigation into their habits and opinions will try to ascertain if they're either bad socialists or just rubbish at looking after pictures. It's likely that if they're charged with something, they'll do some time in the mine, or perhaps just have to do the walk of shame at work. The security services will, of course, interview the kids to ensure the parents have been routinely filling their brains with the right thoughts. This must be a nerve-wracking time for the parents whose 4-year-old might blurt something that sends mommy and daddy to an early grave. It could be something innocent, such as, "Mommy said Kim a bad man with dumpling face." This kind of thing would seriously affect the family's songbun, social status ranking. Westerners don't often feel the wrath of the regime for acting or speaking out of line, but sometimes they do. Merrill Newman, an 85-year-old guy from California, made the mistake in 2013 of telling his North Korean tour guide that he'd fought on the wrong side in the Korean War. This was enough to get him arrested and later appear on CNN confessing his crime.
On this trip,
hold on a second. A lady in Texas got in trouble in jail now for helping someone that she had 10 different laptops open. North Koreans were just using them. Just got to talk shit to big kid. And live out of fear. I think his picture looks better. The holy trolling worm. Much better picture. The holy trolling worm. Corn Pop was a bad dude.
I can understand that in U.S. and Western countries, there is misleading information and propaganda about DPRK.
He later said that he purposefully used awful grammar in that video so the folks back home would know he'd been forced to say those things. That's why everyone always says things are hunky-dory when they appear on the TV. They have to. Many tourists will tell you that North Korea is okay. The people are friendly, and all the talk of danger is overblown. But that only remains true if you don't break the rules. You can soon be called a hostile, though admittedly you'd have to be stupid or willfully ignorant to break those rules. They're pretty obvious. This doesn't mean that the locals will hate you, even if you come from so-called imperialist America.
4:11
a.m. returned from a
a.m.
trip and said to the press,
Greetings,
I told them
brother.
I was American and they were pretty interested and were asking me questions. They didn't seem to be intimidated by America or have any hatred toward America, which was reassuring. Still, break the law there, it's at your own risk. You might not see a firing squad like a local, but you might be sent back to the US looking rather under the weather. Now you need to watch the sister show to this one, North Korea's Crazy Internet Rules. Or have a look at what actually happened to an American student in North Korean prison.
Yeah, that's freaking absolutely nuts. I think this is stuff that like most people don't even learn about at all. And like you hear about the discourse going on, especially online, about America, and people like, we don't have any rights in America. We don't have enough gay rights or women's rights or you can do whatever you want here as long as it doesn't affect anybody else. And there, it's like, I run the country. I say it is what it is. I say it is. It is. There you go. Okay, let's see. All right. The bloody princess. Bro made it worse. Waits are blaming for everything. Smoking. Jeez. Britain is a more of a place to take from. You destroyed your face. All right, we'll do one more beauty thing. She says, "Arar, arar, arar." I break the rules. All right, let's see. All right, we're gonna do one more beauty one.
Bro, what are you talking about? You're gonna reshape the nose entirely with filler?
This is how injections of filler can make you go blind.
I have not slept today, and I'm currently on my way to my friend's house to get my nose done. My friend's mom is a doctor that specializes in PDO nose thread lifts, also known as a non-surgical nose job.
Oh!
I don't get it. I don't get it. There's nothing wrong with her nose. Why are we doing this? Who convinced us? This is the thing that starts to piss me off, is it starts to feel like nose jobs are actually
right. And don't let people tell you that you can't. Like they'll say that you don't have those rights. You absolutely do, but people will lie to you and tell you don't to make you hate people. So don't listen to that. What up, Aaron, brother? Orioles. ORIOLES. Wokes don't have rights, but they can burn cities down and throw boulders at cops' cars and not go to jail. They got more rights than I got, that's for sure. And that ain't equality.
destroying your face. And it's not just the regular old nose job surgical procedure that we've seen women getting for years. No, there are other types of nose jobs that can genuinely destroy your entire face. From liquid rhinoplasties to nose filler to thread lifts, nostril narrowing, and nose fat dissolving. Yeah, that one, I never heard about it until we started researching for this video. The list genuinely goes on, and my nightmares, they keep ramping up. And in today's video, we are absolutely diving into all of them. So you know you better buckle up, besties, and prepare yourselves for impact, because we're going to be dissecting why all of these types of nose jobs are totally destroyed.
Woman's nightmare after nose doubles in size. Hold on, let me get you guys to zoom in on this. Holy crikey. An Air Force captain just got arrested last week here after the Trump administration. After he said the Trump administration should be removed into prison. No way. Is that how he said it? You know what they say. I just can't get enough. Just can't get enough of this place.
Destroying your face. How they're marketed to you as less invasive, so it convinces more people to go and get them. And how these procedures actually feed into the never-ending cycle of infinite procedures. Like, don't stop. Just keep getting them done. Keep getting your nose done. Just do it a few more times.
People are just so nosy. Fun. I can make a joke of it now, honestly. It made me so depressed. I just wanted that shaved down, like something here lifted, like to make my nostrils less exposed. But did that work? Absolutely not. I went to the office and the nurse removed it, and I looked at myself. I was like, oh my god, what the f. But from the get-go, it looked like a pig.
And if you haven't already, make sure that you guys like the video and also subscribe down below. And if you guys haven't joined my Patreon community, you guys can click the link below. If you got $5 sitting around your couch cushion and you want to come and join, I post there more than anywhere else. We have exclusive monthly videos, exclusive posts. Oh my gosh, things that I would never ever post on my YouTube page, I am posting there. And a lot of my Patreon members actually vote for upcoming videos. So if you guys want to join, I would really, really appreciate it. And if you are joined, thank you so much. Okay, I can't be the only one that thought there was just like one kind of nose job. For most of my life, that's kind of how I lived. It's like you just go out there, you get something.
Sometimes the best surgery is the one you don't do. Agreed. Level 2. What did it say?
Called a rhinoplasty. You got a whole new nose, and that's basically it. I genuinely did not know that there was a laundry list of other nose job procedures that you girlies have been getting since the dawn of time. And all of these different types of nose jobs have their own drawbacks and risks as any other facial procedure. Let's start talking about the one that is so disturbing Monday, Tuesday, and is going completely viral
even the
on TikTok,
calendar
and that
says
is
WTF.
nose filler. This is also known as a liquid rhinoplasty. Liquid rhinoplasty, or a non-surgical nose job, is a minimally invasive cosmetic procedure using injectable fillers. Usually using something like hyaluronic acid to instantly reshape the nose without having to do the full-blown rhinoplasty. And already, like, can we not infer? Let's infer that the idea of a liquid rhinoplasty is obviously a little bit sus. Anything that cuts.
But actually, earlier today, I saw like a video, something like one of these kind of like about like the rhinoplasty stuff, and I was gonna do a YouTube short and like put like the fake splint on my nose and be like, oh my god, guys, reveal, you know. So that's what gave me the idea to do the stream, but I didn't end up doing that. Maybe I will in the future sometime.
Like, you gotta start asking questions like, what are you talking about, girl? Okay, seeing is believing. Non-surgical rhinoplasty. First of all, can we just say that there's nothing wrong with her nose to begin with? I'm sorry, like
Laurel,
I saw it from this angle, but like I thought her nose was.
This woman's name is Lael, L-A-E-L, Lael Hansen. Oh man, I messed up a rotator cuff. My orthopedic surgeon friend told me don't get surgery. I had enough, and sure enough, it healed. Yeah. I heard what's his Joe Rogan said the same thing. He just got some freaking stem cell shots, and they told him that he would need surgery, and he said he's back to normal. My wallet is like an onion. Opening it up makes me cry.
Cute. Bro, what are you talking about? You're gonna reshape the nose entirely with filler? I want this, but too scared. And you're damn right. You should be freaking scared, honey. This is nightmare fuel. What this could potentially do to you and the way that it could make your skin die. Yeah, necrosis. This is like one of the most dangerous places to be getting fillers. And
Once
people are
there
like,
was a pickle
but
named
it's so
Fred.
easy. I could just get it done in my lunch break. Brand new nose in my lunch break. Why? But does it migrate to the other areas of the face eventually? That's what I'm scared about. Yeah, girl. Like, what are we even talking about?
Yeah,
Some of these circumstances are the only times I'm ever like, just do the real. If you're gonna do it, just do the real thing. Like, these are 10 times worse. But doesn't nose filler only work for small bumps?
Oh, man.
See, like, I don't understand either. Like, do we actually prefer to have, like, a nose that literally juts straight out of our face rather than having a lump? I have a bit of a lump.
I do
like
too.
my
I
lump.
love it.
Noses are for breathing, not for aesthetics. Yeah, especially when you start to realize that this is actually really, really dangerous. Sure, you could probably say that putting this...
Look at that. Look how much better she looked at first in the left-hand picture. She looked so much better there than the second one and the third one. Like, seriously, what's going on here? Look at those three. Look at that. Normal nose. Oops, I did something and screwed it up, so I did more again and screwed it up even more. I know someone who could do it cheaper. Yeah. Oops.
Hyaluronic acid in your nose could be safe. You know, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a surgeon, I'm just a girly. But there are very extreme risks when you choose to undergo a procedure that is sold to you as something simple. It's not simple. The main issue is that you are injecting filler into a place with tons of blood vessels. And one wrong move could spell blindness. You heard it here first. A lot of people around me have wanted to conveniently and easily change the shape of their nose by the procedure known as a non-surgical.
All right, hold on. You all ever see the person to get the black market cheek injection that ended up being concrete? The person, yes. And I seen the one with the butt and the thighs, the fake, like the BBL filler like thing. And they used window caulk. Window caulking. Ugh.
Rhinoplasty or nose filler. I always tell my friends to make sure to understand that there are a lot of risks associated with it because the area where the hyaluronic acid injection is performed has a lot of blood vessels and arteries that you do not want to mess around with. One possible consequence is necrosis. Free to give them the pictures. Show them the pictures. Show them what they don't want to see. Take a good look. Search up nose filler necrosis if you want to see what it looks like, but the pictures are extremely graphic and horrific. The filler can be accidentally injected into an artery. Even expert injectors will have this happen sometimes, and if it blocks blood supply, your nose can become necrotic and tissue will die, which will require very expensive and draining reconstructive surgery to fix. If they use hyaluronic acid filler,
Yes, window caulking. They used freaking window caulking. And I'm guessing that the chick was laying face down or whatever, and the injector just like cut a little incision and shoved the freaking tube and started like cocking, click, click, click. And then just freaking shaped it. It was so bad. Did someone say blood?
Can be dissolved, but this would need to happen before the tissue became necrotic. I just want people to be aware of the risks because you make the decision to do it, because a lot of doctors will say that they have years of experience and that they will never let that happen to you, but accidents happen. Good luck and have a great day to everyone who reads this. Thanks, Queen.
Thanks,
she's
Queen.
wishing you guys a really good day.
What
the
up,
truth
Lord?
is our anatomy is so
I'll say the first thing that comes to your mind.
Individual.
Right now, ouch, freaking ouch is coming to my mind. If anyone wants to call...
You know what I mean? One nose is not the same as anyone else's nose. So to say that just because somebody has had years of experience, they've never dealt with your unique situation before. I agree, it does happen. A friend of mine did one nose filler and later on she got a huge infection. The right part of her nose was turning black. She was extremely depressed and she thought her nose was a lost cause. It was done by a very recommended surgeon in Paris, but accidents can still happen. She needed a big surgery to have her old nose back, and even then, she now has a scar. Be cautious. There's a limit in chasing beauty. Perfection doesn't exist. What about the part when you said you're...
Yeah, I use it all the time. I do a lot of handyman work.
Trying to save money and time by going and getting nose filler. And now what?
And I got a big nose.
We're not even starting at 0. We are starting below 10. You know what I'm saying? Now you have to go and get reconstructive surgery on your nose from some loser that made a mistake and caused your skin to die? I trust my mom and my dad, my boyfriend. You know, I trust a couple people. I don't trust them that much.
The bubble boys is what they're called.
You know what I mean? So imagine trusting a stranger. Like, are you kidding me? And what about the blindness?
This is how injections of filler can make you go blind. If filler is accidentally injected into the angular artery, the dorsal nasal artery, or the supraorbital or supratrochlear arteries, aggressively backflowing through the ophthalmic artery, you can occlude the central retinal artery. In this case, you can get blindness immediately. So be very careful if you're getting filler injected into either the glabella or the nose.
Respectfully, I have nightmares about a few things, but nothing scares me like risking blindness for fun? Oh my God. Like, so what? You got a pig nose. Live with it. Like, who cares?
This is a possible complication that can result from too much filler in the nose. So what you're seeing here is that there was too much filler placed in the bridge and also too superficially, which now she can move from side to side. With a liquid rhinoplasty, filler is used to help camouflage different areas of the nose, such as a bump on the bridge or a droopy tip. However, it's important to know that filler fills, meaning filler adds volume and bulk to the nose. Filler can never make a nose look smaller, so the nose will always appear slightly larger than where it was.
I just think you get so much dysmorphia in your face from constantly playing around with stuff. You know what I mean? I thought that she looked perfectly fine, but you can tell how much this girl is obsessing with her nose and the way that it looks, pinching it, putting it around.
And they've got AI chatbots that will grief girls online and just shit on them. Like, oh my God, you're beautiful except for your nose, except for your cheeks, except for your chin, and do it over and over and over again, and push them, try to psychologically push them towards these kind of it happens in China, started happening in China, and it happens now in America. And how would you know? How would you know? You're a TikToker, and it just in your chat, it's some freaking cute girl's picture, and it says, you're hot except for your chin. And it's some like supermodel looking girl in the, you know, and then you just push these insecurities, and then you get up, you know, somebody that finally it gets to one of these girls, they click on the profile and be like, this is the guy that did my surgery. They're quoves in America.
Around all these different pictures, all these different.
All right. Improve your looks without surgery. I mean, you can't freaking fix mine. You can't help it. You can't do anything to perfection. I'm not doing that shit, dude. I don't care about all that stuff. I'm awesome. I don't need to worry about nothing.
Selfies. Like, this is...
And that stuff is to push insecurity. Oh, this part of your face is you're almost perfect. By the way, here's a surgeon you can call. Got any UFOs? Unidentified floppy objects.
I say, like, this is actually more risky than just getting a normal nose job with a trusted professional. I'm not saying go get an underground nose job from some person from the black market. I'm not talking about going to the dark web and asking some guy
Chinese
from 4 blocks over to do your nose
brother.
job downstairs with a sledgehammer. I'm talking about, like, paying the big bucks and just doing
China,
it. It is genuinely more risky, but why?
Yeah. A couple of streams ago, we watched a video on that, that absolutely, like, they'll open up a freaking beautiful looking storefront and it's all fake. I mean, they have people that do work, but they're all unlicensed and whatnot. Yeah, it's huge. Yeah, the fly-by-night ops. Yep. Whee! I just take colostrum. It's great for hair, skin, and just started taking it again. Colostrum, Kat the creator, my cousin, she's usually in the chat every once in a while. She takes colostrum. I take collagen type 1 and type 3. With cocoa, high flavanol cocoa has makes your body release twice as many free stem cells, so you keep looking good. Yeah.
Do we have thousands of people on TikTok singing its praises as if it's like sent from heaven above? They're like, you can just lay down at a med spa and you'll have your dream nose in seconds. And this is honestly the major problem with all of these new non-invasive nose job procedures. They are targeted towards women that want results very fast, like tomorrow. They're the ones who don't want to spend the tens of thousands of dollars on a rhinoplasty, that don't want to be bruised and out of commission for months at a time. They want to look good right now. And good is obviously subjective. objective because what are you talking about?
Right.
Like, you look fine. But then there's the caveat of ending up spending a lot more, thousands of dollars in the future, just to maintain this new nose that you got filled up. It's like the fast fashion equivalent of surgical procedures. It's only getting worse and worse with the inclusion of nose threadless. If you guys haven't watched my whole deep dive on threads, you guys can go ahead and click here. That one was a dirty video, like disgusting.
Dirty,
A nose
she
thread
said.
lift is a non-surgical, minimally invasive cosmetic procedure that uses PDO or PCL threads to instantly lift, define, and contour the nose bridge and tip.
Yeah,
And the
she's
girlies,
pretty.
they love
Beautiful
it. Like, the
woman.
ones that love threads, like, they will die on that hill for threads. Like, Lisa Barlow, like, how many times she's talked about threads? They are disgusting. But they call it the lunchtime nose job. Doesn't that sound fantastic? That sounds like a dream, because that's what it is. They are selling you a dream. And when you're hungry for results because somebody convinced you that your nose isn't good enough, this all sounds like a perfect procedure.
Hi guys, I have not slept today and I'm currently on my way to my friend's house to get my nose done. My friend's mom is a doctor that specializes in PDO nose thread lifts, also known as a non-surgical nose job.
Bro, I thought this was the after. I thought this was the after. She looked so good. I thought her nose was perfect.
This is insanity. That was insanity. She looks freaking pretty. She's a pretty girl. She's a pretty girl. She's about to get a nose job. Like, what? What? UFOs, unidentified flying object. His blind ass sees them all the time. After a month of surgery, stares at the money or quit crying for hours. Yeah, because then you're going to need to get another one and another one and another one and another one. Because it's not the outside that's the problem. It's the inside that's the problem. You get your BBL soon. I've never called UFO or anything or Theana spaceships. I've always seen them as that unidentified flying objects. UFO called UAPs. Yeah, she's fine. She's gorgeous. Like, what is she going for a freaking nose job for? She's only doing it because her friend's mom will do it for her in the freaking kitchen. Unbelievable. I mean,
Is a PDO nose thread lifts, also known as a non-surgical nose job.
Bro, I thought this
do you know how some people like want to say there's something wrong with them? Like, people say, well, I think I'm a little autistic, or I think I'm a little this, or I think like I think this has become that. It's become that thing. Well, I've had, I need just a little something done. A little nip, a little tuck. I need a little something done. It's like they have to be part of the group. That's what we're gonna say. You're in the minority.
The after. I thought this was the after. She looked so good. I thought her nose was perfect. Stop.
Basically, they put threads in your nose to kind of reshape it. Back when I did wrestling competitively in high school, I broke my nose. So I had an extremely deviated septum and a giant hump on my nose that was not there before. This is the second time I will be getting the PDO nose thread lift. I got it done a couple months ago back in March or April. And once you do it enough times, the results will be permanent. These were the results the first time around, and in my opinion, it made a huge difference. So my nose has kind of gone back to what it was like before, and I just wanted to document the entire process for people who aren't really familiar with it, because I feel like it's not.
That's the problem with things that are temporary, is that you get your new normal becomes what it looks like before the threads like stretch or it goes back, and you're used to seeing yourself like that. Then you're waiting, you know it's temporary, so you're staring, and then you're gonna notice like, oh my goodness, I'm getting ugly again. I can't be ugly again. Nose girl digitally doctored. You can't even post a picture without touching. Right, they're gonna filter them anyway. All for myself. Yeah, that's just myself.
Not a very common procedure. And in my opinion, is a great alternative for people who want a nose job, but don't necessarily want to go through with a very invasive procedure. Quick trigger warning for anyone that is sensitive to needles or graphic imagery. So if you're...
I'm not ready. Like, I'm genuinely not ready.
I'm right there with you, girl.
I don't want to know what I don't care if you have a lump. I don't care. As long as you can breathe through your nose, you're fine. I don't think anything.
Someone once told me the word.
Nobody asks for threadless in their nose. Like, this is not... I don't care what you can't convince me.
So if you're sensitive to that, don't keep watching. Alrighty, I'm here at my friend's place right now. I brought some dessert. This is the before.
I don't get it. I don't get it. There's nothing wrong with her nose. Why are we doing this? Who convinced us? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, this is the thing that starts to piss me off, is it starts to feel like these are not organic ideas.
I noticed that too. Her eye, it looks like she had an eye lift too of some sort. That like that happens a lot in Asian TikTok, Asian social media influencer circles. They make their eyes like they have their eyes open like really, 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 really big. It looks like she's had something else done too. Angela's strip name. Yeah, you're crazy. The only date Asian women that yellow fever, whatever I meet, what adult words I gotta say, what type of Asian? What type of Asian are you?
Understand if you know your nose been tampered with, you broke it, it's not the same as it once was, you're trying to get it back. I do understand that part, but there's so many things where I'm like, every time we make these videos, it makes me think of Brooke Schofield getting her eyelids done, being like, oh, my eyelids, I just look tired. And then you're like, oh, my eyelids kind of look like that, I guess I look kind of tired. Oh, my nose kind of looks like that, maybe I should get nose thread lifts. I just feel like they're not organic ideas that come naturally. Somebody has convinced us that our nose isn't good enough. It's weird.
You've been freaking programmed. Oh,
I'm gonna save you guys.
Nose that I took like a couple hours ago. So around 2 days after I got the procedure done, my nose was pretty swollen after the first day, but the swelling went down a lot after the first 24 hours had passed. And this is what my nose looks like right now.
Sorry, it looks the same to me. Sorry. I'm not living in her body. I don't know what it's like.
All right. Yeah.
Nose thread lift.
Oh,
if you've ever watched anybody that is like a medical professional, not me, you guys know I'm a girly, all of them hate threads. It's just like the common conversation that they are just
it's just
stupid,
the easiest one to do.
But just like its much more famous cousin, the threads facelift, there is a huge list of complications that can occur under your skin. And again, this just isn't permanent at all. It's exactly like fillers. It's something you're gonna have to keep doing. And
you know what I think? She saw herself after the surgery when it was swollen. She sees herself swollen, and then the swelling goes down, and then she's like, "Oh, there's my perfect nose," and it's the same nose you had before you went in. You don't know what it's like to be male, middle class, and white. Y'all don't know what it's like.
Which when you're upkeeping something as dangerous as these kind of like non-surgical nose jobs, I think you're risking the chance of infection and problems and complications every time you do it again. If they use fully dissolvable threads, results only last a few months. If they use permanent ones, the shape will likely shift. It takes a highly skilled professional to keep a nice shape permanent, but in most cases, it won't last. Fortunately, they are relatively easy to be taken out if you're not happy, so I'd say give it a try. My sister had nose threads. The bad thing is if you ever want to get a proper cosmetic work done, they'll have to remove the nose threads before doing anything. She also had a dimple on the tip of her nose now due to repeated injections, which can get deeper over time. Like, you can't get any results that actually last without getting the full-blown surgery. But there is another procedure that promises permanent results without hopping on the surgery table. That's nose fat dissolving. Where's the fat? Like, let me touch. What are we talking about? Where's the fat? Nose fat dissolving or the slim nose procedure uses injections or less commonly fat freezing devices to target small fat deposits in the nasal area.
Commonly asked questions, slim nose procedure edition. Is it filler? No. So also no. So what the hell is it then? Slim nose procedure is a special...
How does she not sneeze if they're stabbing needles inside of your picker? Oh, jeez.
Formulated lipolytic injection that helps to spot reduce fat cells and stubborn swelling. Is it just one injection to see my result? Unfortunately not, as we have to work with the soft tissue and help to slowly but gradually slim down the tip of the nose safely and very effectively.
We need to do it a lot of times.
I mean, I'm not really afraid of needles, but in the nose, like if you're at a pimple in your nose or a freaking ingrown hair or whatever, it's like very freaking painful. That's just like, it's more like torture. Give it a Michael Jackson look. I will only get one cosmetic surgery. I know what it is.
You need to poke that needle up that nose many times, because no, you can't just do it once. See, and there's so many moments. Literally in the description of this video, it's code TT20. Everybody wants your money. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wants your money.
That's what it is.
Why are you giving it to them?
Very sensitive.
This is crazy to me. And the thing that pisses me off is I know there's a gold mine of information on the internet about every single one of these procedures. And you're telling me I'm just casually watching women go and get these non-surgical nose jobs? Do you not know the risks? It's so easy to Google.
No, they don't know the risks.
Exists.
Thank
you,
Georgie.
If you don't want to admit that you've ever used it, do it secretively. But you literally should know at least one thing before you start putting this junk in your face. And now with all of this, there is also, of course, the one and only Botox that they can also inject up into your nose to give it a slimmer look. And on the surface, the one without Botox sounds like it should be permanent, with clinics saying over and over that destroyed fat cells don't regenerate, so the results could last forever. But the actual science is a lot more complicated than that. Oh yeah, and that one single magic injection just melts off all the fat right on the spot. Yeah, well, that's not really realistic either. Fat dissolving injections require multiple sessions to show notable results, so I wouldn't recommend them to anyone coming to Korea for only a week or two. The intervals for the injections will differ by clinic and area of the body, but typically it's recommended that you get a round of injections every 1 to 3.
Right, but it's the price of eggs that's causing everybody to go broke. Right.
3 weeks and do at least 3 to 5 rounds to see results. It's genuinely the exact.
I mean, it depends what state you're in, but if you're talking about pharmaceutically, very, like, if you have a prescription, very, 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 very easy. Some producers to fix all my shitty tracks. Hola, brocado. What up, bear? Tattoos and nose rings are just not enough. Now you need to freaking either dissolve the fat or add this. He knows what he's talking about.
Same issue with the last couple procedures. You have to get something done over and over again just to start seeing even a little bit of a result. While every single clinic wants to sell it to you as some quick and painless and easy procedure. Of course it's not. They want you to buy a 10-pack. Buy a 10-pack for $4,000. Just put that in the piggy bank and
the movie people? Yeah, I remember that.
Save up for the real McCoy.
For a top-up of my slim nose. Results are at the end of this video, but first let's go through the procedure.
Please don't inject weird things into your nose. This includes filler, threads, or anything that's going to dissolve fat. Just don't do it. Your nose has bone, cartilage, and a little bit of tissue above both those layers. All you're going to do is disrupt that area, cause scar tissue, cause even more issues down the line. It is not worth injecting random things into.
It's turning them into forever patients. It's now the subscription service for medical care, for plastic surgery. It's going to cause a problem that needs forever upkeep, forever fixing. It's not meant to make you prettier. It's meant to take your money.
Into the nose. And it didn't mention the risk
I
of
recall the
blindness
lunchroom
Like,
scene.
as easy as it is to find content online that's selling you these magic
I remember that.
ideas that you're gonna have a brand new nose by tomorrow, there's also content like this doctor. People that are coming out here and saying, just stop, bro. I don't understand why we ever think an influencer knows SHIT. Bestie, they don't. Like, they truly don't. I only know a little bit because I've taken the time to research, but at the end of the day, it's like a glacier. It's so deep. Like, the information is so deep, and we're only skimming the surface. Why are you listening to somebody you don't even know their first name say, run, don't walk to go get my new nose? Get out of my face, Jessica. I'm not buying anything you're selling. I can see right through you. Like, this all sounds like a scam in broad daylight, but like, nobody is saying anything. I feel like I see more people getting called out for scamming people on Amazon than I do seeing people scam people for these surgical procedures, because they're literally selling you a dream, something that doesn't exist. Okay. I have obviously gotten very excited. I am clearly riled up, and I've kind of been attacking non-surgical nose jobs like this entire video. Like, that's like my entire purpose. So let's just say that you throw all caution to the wind and you just want to go out and get the surgery. Well, there are tons of nasal surgeries that you can get, and one of the most common.
So she's Canadian, and I can see where they get the what was South Park's Terrence and Phillips, the big old mouth, the big. I can see where it comes from.
Is nasal slimming, because not everybody wants to jump headfirst into getting a full-blown nose job. Getting your nostrils and tip done sounds a whole lot less risky, right?
Here are 2 ways to make your nostrils smaller. The first way is an alaroplasty or an alar base reduction. That's when we remove a few millimeters of tissue right here in the crease of the nostrils. This can be done in conjunction with the rhinoplasty, or you can do it in the office under local anesthetic. The procedure takes about 45 minutes, and
why would you want smaller nostrils?
Results are permanent.
Dr.
A
Wiener
non-surgical way is with Botox. By injecting a few units in this muscle
almost
here,
didn't want to
the
reserve
dilator
it, but I needed
nearest
to pick
anterior
my
muscle,
arse.
you can prevent the muscle from
So
flaring
more patience,
outwards.
right? There you go.
Stop it there.
I missed it.
Muscle from flaring outwards.
Stop it there. Botox, I've had enough. To be fair, like, I don't know, nostril size, Like, can we bring the nostrils out? I have
Do
never
you
thought about
believe
that.
in
Like,
magic?
new insecurity unlocked. My nostrils are really big. I kind of look like a bull. Like, I get kind of angry. You know, like... I don't care. There are so many other things I'd rather spend my money on. And okay, this is definitely a real procedure for sure. And I actually bet that it's safer than a lot of the non-invasive procedures combined because it is an actual surgery, which means more safety guardrails are put in place. But there's something definitely weird about this one. Like, say it with me. Everybody...
I think it's evil. I think it's beautiful girls going in and evil, ugly people that want to destroy them. That's what I think. I think that's who comes up with these things. Can you survive more than 2 minutes in bed? Me? No, not typically. Not typically. Rocking the suburbs, just like Michael Jackson did. I'm rocking the suburbs, except that he was talented. I'm rocking the suburbs. I take the checks and face the facts that some producer with computers fixes all my shitty tracks these days. Yeah. I'm rocking the suburbs.
He's getting the exact same nose. I mean, look at all of these very unique noses that are being displayed here. And now they're all getting slimmed down into the exact same generic nose. And that's honestly the worst part about all these nose jobs is it truly destroys your very unique and beautiful features. And if you've ever watched anybody go and get a nose job, a full-blown rhinoplasty, and then they regret it, and they constantly are trying to chase a new nose or the nose look that they're looking for, and you end up realizing, bro, you looked perfect the way that you were. Like, your nose was literally flawless. There was nothing wrong with it. And now you can't breathe out of the left side? Like, you're crazy.
And people bitch about the economy when credit is so easy to come by. You can spend $200,000 on bullshit degrees, but you could have taken that money and done something else. You could have taken your credit, available credit, to make your life so much better. You could have done so much, many other things. And people go into debt to say, oh, but if I get famous on TikTok, if I become an Instagram baddie, and they considering investing in themselves, but that's not how you invest in yourself.
Have
you ever heard about the Jesuit assassin doctor being trained at Tulane University?
Look like
that sounds very familiar.
And these clinics are just constantly making people feel like there's something wrong with their noses so that they pay to get it fixed. And I just think it's crazy that we live in a world where there are so many people out there that look at people and women's noses and think that they should change them in order to be more attractive. And obviously this has been a conversation that's been going on for a really long time because at the end of the day, you're undergoing a procedure that drastically changes the look of your face because your nose is smack dab in the middle of it. You are honestly stripping away your natural features. And once you do it, like, you can never go back. Your nose is so big. Yeah, I don't give a F. It feels racist to tell brown people to get a nose job when that's a prominent ethnic feature of ours. Like, how in the world could you tell somebody to do anything? Like, that's actually insane. Like, I'm on this side being like, maybe think twice.
I'm telling you, a lot of those are bot accounts. They set that stuff up to push insecurities because people know that money's being made on the internet. If you can have these girls make a bunch of money on the internet, and then when their views start to dip, spend that money that they made on cosmetic procedures. Then when they come back, they'll get a little bit of engagement, but it'll drop off because they were on their way out anyway. So now they don't have that money that they could have had and invested. It's absolutely crazy. These kids don't have any freaking financial literacy at all. And it's like when money starts coming in, the very first thing you do before you buy anything is you learn about how money works. Being famous must feel miserable, but people want to be famous. That's stupid. Why people do? Because they feel unseen. People feel like they're sitting in their room and nobody knows who they are, and they want people to know that they exist. Most people just want other people to know they exist. That's why marriage is a human thing. It's not just a religious thing. It's a human thing. It's pretty wild conspiracy theory, but makes sense. No privacy. What does every doctor say when you're going to leave in the clinic? The swelling will go down and it'll look perfect. Yes. And then they keep telling you over and over again, no, it looks great on you. No. And they're like, well, I think it looks bad. I think, no, this looks great on you. I did my job. I'm an artist. I did my best work on you.
before you do anything, but I would never say, you need to do this. Your nose looks like this. I don't care what you do. And how could you honestly openly make somebody have an insecurity by being like, you should probably get a nose job, man?
Because
Every
they
nose
have
has a different
insecurities.
character, and I love it. I think that we are watching the pendulum swing, the way that we always see it swing one way into like big BBL butts and thickness, and now it's swinging all the way back to very, very skinny girlies. This is the exact same thing. We were seeing all of these like replica noses where everyone has the exact same looking nose. And I think we're just going to swing the other way where everyone starts to really appreciate how natural and real they look.
I'm sure by now y'all have probably all seen the video of the lady who's going viral because she got her nose done. And it's literally like this. Like, it's very, very, very upturned. And she's calling people broke for saying that her nose looks crazy. And now Glorilla is the topic of conversation because people have noticed that her nose looks different. And she slightly confirmed it, is what people are saying. Because people are talking like, oh, she got her nose done. And then she tweeted on Twitter and she said, and did. And honestly, it just makes me so sad to see. Like, I am all for plastic surgery. Honestly, I'm one of those people. I'm like, if you have the money and you have the an insecurity, just get the shit done. But when it comes to noses in particular, I hate to see people of color, black people, Indian people, Asian people, any person of color get their nose done.
It's just weird because it really takes away something that is what makes you you. We all have a nose because of our ancestors, and it literally is passed down by generation and generation. And then you're randomly like, actually,
AI makes me want to do it. I think a lot of people feel the same way. I think a lot of people feel the same way because we've known what the perfect face looks like. So you don't think that's put into the algorithms for facial creation? They want attractive men and attractive women to garner engagement from women looking at men and men looking at women and gay women looking at women and straight women that have insecurities looking at women and saying, oh, and they're stretched a little bit. And it's absolutely wacky. It's all marketing. It's all how they market it to try to get you to spend your money. Most people go through life thinking what they do has any contribution to humanity when it's all very small amount of people that actually contribute anything substantial or significance. Right. So I think this whole destroy, eat the billionaire thing that's going on now, I don't think people truly understand that if it wasn't for those billionaires, we wouldn't have the products and services that we take for granted. What up, Jim? I wondered way back in the mountain. I was searching for fortune and fame, where I found a spot where the blue water flows. They call it the Medicine Springs. Old hillbilly song. What up, Jim? Something not talked about because people can't talk about sex with some degree of maturity. These penis enlargement pills that probably know more. Most of them are zinc. Most of them have zinc in them. That's what most. But that's a lot of people are deficient in zinc, and like a lot of the gas station pills, some of them have straight up Viagra in them. Like they're actually cut down with Viagra and just other bullshit to like fill the pill. But there's the other ones that aren't. Most of them are zinc supplements. I'll eat liar. Liar. Ate a billionaire once. Too stringy. Needed some sauce. Some millionaire sauce. A billionaire dipped in millionaire sauce.
I want a nose from a totally different race, and then you're gonna expect to not look a little bit different and kind of confusing, like it doesn't work. Like, you guys all know I have like a hella bump on my nose, and I really like it. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I've never stared at my nose and wanted it to be different, only because I think what you have fits her face the best. I look at this girl and she's stunning. I could not imagine her having this like tiny, terrifying nose, and that's what it is, teeny tiny.
Dude, those things, people, and they're like $20 for like one tablet. I mean, one freaking gel cap. And yeah, Viagra's been so many health benefits. That's what Dr. Wiener told me. 500%. There you go. I take 200 milligrams of zinc bisglycinate. It could be a brand. My name, when said correctly, salutes the mustache man. I'm slow. I'll eat her. Lair. I'll eat lair.
Terrifying. It would just be weird because at its core, once you get a nose job, your nose is not yours anymore. It's like a byproduct of your environment. And so you decide you hate your nose, you go ahead and look for a procedure.
Very phonetic of you.
That is the cheapest and the fastest to give you exactly what you want because you want your new nose now. And then you're forgetting that like nose jobs can literally age.
This is kind of interesting to me. I think something that no one ever talks about is how nose jobs age. And I was just looking at Tyra Banks with all this new ice cream stuff she's doing, and it's actually a really good example of how nose jobs age. So this is a screenshot of her from a recent video. Obviously she had a nose job in her 20s, and at the time it looked incredible, right? Because she was a model and it worked for her modeling career. But this is how it ages. So wow. It looks all that great. Maybe you can let me know what you think. And this is her if she had never had a nose job. So you can see if she'd kept her natural nose, suddenly she looks normal. She looks attractive. She looks like a former model.
It's crazy to me. Like, I cannot believe it. I just, like, what might suit you right now might not suit you at all in 20 years. You have to understand, like, think of it in that way. I'm still prepping for the age of BBL grannies. Keep that. I actually don't need to see that. I hope I die before I see that. It's not too early. Like I just want to be like the
right. Yeah. And listen. Yeah. Be happy with what you got. And the thing is, you will always pay for it. You will always pay.
Generation.
But people don't know how to defer gratification. They don't. It's not popular because selling shit for the now is popular. But yeah, delayed gratification is one of the best skills what we could teach our children. One of my own opinions. And no, it's my opinion too. I think a lot of people have that opinion. Dr. Melvin Gibson did my double bypass. Dr. Melvin, BBL granny's gonna be wild, right? I'm still too innocent to know what it means. Okay, we'll talk about it later.
Before
dude,
what I'm saying, I don't want to. I just had, you know,
the BBL smell. Like, there's people having them removed because they can't keep relationships because the freaking like scars like weep out this like necrotic fat stench that smells like they said like boiled broccoli 2 days later.
Let's not jinx it. You end up feeding into all your own insecurities, and you end up looking like you have this weird out of place Barbie nose, just like everybody else. Where is the individuality? Where is the uniqueness? Because when I look at you like that, and I see your nose and your new nose, because I know it's out of place, congrats. You just got influenced by tons of clinics and influencers that are literally trying to get you to undergo a procedure, probably to put money in their pocket. And yes, the moral of the story is nose jobs will destroy your face. And even if you don't end up with any crazy complications or issues with your new nose, you've basically fallen for a system that preys on women and feeds into all of their insecurities. So the next time that you're on TikTok just casually considering a little nasal procedure, just put the phone down and don't. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, please throw a big fat thumbs up and also comment down below. Have you guys?
Yeah, she got some jowls. It's so freak. Okay, we're gonna do a BBL smell thing real quick. And this is so crazy. All right, let's see. All right, let me see if I can find it. Smells like a dumpster.
So this is part 2 on why I had to get my BBL surgically removed. So in part 1, I was telling y'all.
Well, that definitely has something to do with it. So there's that also, but there's what I was talking about, the weeping when your body's trying to reject it. It won't let the scars close all the way, and it's constantly drips out like. I was given a nose job when I was 15. She was a strange one.
As someone who literally works in plastic surgery post-op care, if your BBL is stinking a year into the process, you might have something. I don't think that's your butt. I think it's a wound.
A wound, yeah, it's a wound. What up, Bob? I feel bad for the ones who've done irreversible damage that is natural. I do too. I think the era of feminism has pushed away the need or the acceptance for stronger minds to protect people from themselves. Like, I'm not doing it for no man. I'm doing this for myself. Okay, great, but you're damaging yourself. Yeah, you're jealous because I'm a hot bitch. You know, and that kind of stuff happens a lot. Everyone having big poofy lips, puffy faces, not looking the same, not like God made us. Definitely, with uniqueness in every person. Yeah, and the reason for the puffy faces, it was what we were watching earlier, is that the fillers that people have been injected for 40 years, even if they only injected it like started a few years ago, it blocks your lymph system, and then your face fills full of fluid. That's why everybody's starting to look exactly the same like that. Ever go with the guy with the fake blood implants that runs around like crazy? Yeah. He's pretty good. He's really good. He's really good. What up, brother? BBL is an additive procedure. Additive. They well, both. They suck the fat out of your arms, your belly, your back, and inject it into your butt and thighs. So it's usually your own fat. They tell you, like, people, girls specifically, they'll gain, either they're overweight already, which is typically the case, or they'll gain like 30 extra pounds of weight, and then they'll suck out, because they can't use all the fat. They have to purify it, and then whatever's purified, they can add back in. But now they're also doing cadaver fat. So it's liposuction first to remove fat from the areas you want slimmed, and then your fat is then pumped back into the areas you want plump. The BBL, the butt, and the thigh, and the outer thighs. The butthole.
About how she had to have her BBL removed because it stunk. She said it smelled like raw flesh.
We are still going to be talking about BBL into this video. Today's video, we're going to be looking at
do
BBL
squats,
from a
eat
very,
cornbread.
very different
Right. It's the delayed gratification thing I was talking about. People want that tomorrow. So they'll take the money that they could have invested, $8,000 that they could have invested in the stock market or any other investment strategy, and then gone to the gym for $15 a month. But they want it next week rather than in a year. Do y'all think they can do a BBL? Asking for a bro. Probably. They probably can. They probably can. Lots of cornbread. Squats are free. Do that. Yes, right. Agreed. Beef tallow ruined. I love beef tallow. I get it in 7-pound drums. Sounds like it came from German science experiments. Brazilian science experiments.
BBL smells. And in today's video, we're going to be looking at a woman with real life testimony of why she had to take out her BBL because it had a really foul odor. Now, this lady posted this video without knowing that she was going to get backlash from women that have had BBLs done.
Right. So also, this woman gets backlashes from bots. So you have people that do BBLs send botnet attacks to her to try to tell everybody, like to try to get her, and they mass reported her to try to get her video taken down because BBLs is such a profitable venture. Do you think you're Howard? I do not think I'm Howard, but I am weird.
Who even went as far as reporting her video on TikTok, and
imagine getting a yeast infection in the wound.
Luckily for all of us, she made 5 other parts of that video, so that's what
yes, I do.
Do
you resist the same person who called insecure?
Without wasting too much time, let's get right into it.
All right, I'll leave you guys with this for a second. I'm at the bathroom.
On why I had to get my BBL surgically removed. So in part 1, I was telling y'all how my sit-down ear was stinking real bad. And it got to the point to where I had to carry around a bottle of air freshener or a bottle of perfume. Because when I would use public restrooms, it would stink so bad and the smell would linger. It was like an embarrassment. I didn't want to come out the bathroom with it smelling like that and someone else was waiting at the door. When I say that BBL really ruined my life, I even lost my boyfriend behind it. He was telling me the whole time, like, you're stinking real bad down there and I can't stomach it. First I'm in denial, like, no, you're hating, you're mad, I got a BBL. It was the truth. It got to the point to where I would be washing my laundry, weekly, like I've been doing before I got the BBL, when I would get my laundry out of the dryer, it would still smell like that rotten flesh. I really
Retards.
was like,
I'm insecure when
so
having
this
that.
one
Yeah,
day,
yeah, well.
me and my boyfriend, we getting ready, you know, to do something.
Here you
Let's
go.
quickly get right into the part 3.
Part 3 on how I got my BBL surgically.
Now imagine
removed
having the retardation
because
to have a
my
PBO when they have
sit-down
gym
one was
membership.
stinking real bad.
Dude, especially like people say in this economy. And a lot of the people that are saying that are people like, listen, most people aren't on the internet. So we don't hear the people that are having fun, that are doing fine in the economy. You hear people that are doing bad. And usually the people that get a reach are people that have an audience. And a lot of those are the people that are ones that are spending their money on this crap. And they're buying a freaking $5,000 handbag to try to go viral. I've learned generally anytime someone calls you a name derogatory terms, unless they're genuinely trolling, they're 100% true. Yeah, I agree too. Yeah. And Leon is getting larger. Big stinky butt. The majority of men dislike BBLs, piercing tattoos, but women still a lot of straight women do it. Right. Because they're told from the sisterhood, which is programmed by a bunch of powerful men that run companies that profit off of that. If you look into the, we can do it one day too. The Cosmopolitan story, where Cosmopolitan was being run by, I can't remember if it was part, but by a woman, and she was being overseen by either the CIA, I believe CIA. And that was used to help build the economy, tell women that they needed to get away from men and be their own woman. So then they could work out through feminism to get women to be able to get their own credit. So they weren't going off their father's credit or their husband's credit. And then they could release credit cards to everybody. So instead of having a man and a woman spending money in a house, you had a man having a house and a woman having a house. That's 2 houses sold. And they're both furnishing the house. That's twice as many couches, twice as many beds, twice as many sinks, twice as many public plumbing problems and whatnot. And it was and you see what happened. I told you all this BBL smell is due to their own fat rotting under the skin. That's because the fat from the injection rolls off. Yeah. BBL stands for Brazilian butt lift. BDL stands for Brazilian ding-a-ling lift. $5,000 handbag and 200 douchebags as boyfriends. Several years of isolation mentally crashed a massive amount of people. I agree. You mean that you mentioned that last time? Yeah.
So I deleted part 1
People
because
BBL,
there were so many
Brazilian
people
butt.
in the comments talking shit how y'all are doing now. So I deleted part 1 and I made part 2 because there was some people in the comments that wanted to know more.
Her boyfriend broke.
Do you hear me?
Her boyfriend broke up with her because it stunk too bad.
And it's not coming from
the
consumerism.
Or the
beehole. It's coming from the incisions that they cut to inject the fluid and the fat in your butt. Okay. There's people in the comments saying, "Oh, you wasn't washing up right." Come on, let's be real. It's coming out of the incision. It fucking stink. I don't care what y'all say. It stink.
Half my
and if it's not
real.
healing properly and your body is rejecting it, the hole will remain open and the drainage will continue to come out and stink up your linen, stink up your underwear, stink up everything, okay? Now, my BBL been
they all have big black legs?
Past 4 years. Only had it in for about a year. Until it was stinking so bad I couldn't take it no more. I don't know if y'all wanted me to get on here and say BBL smell good,
it's
but
nasty.
They fucking stink. Stay away from them.
The part 1 of the video was deleted by her because of how people were coming at her in the comments. But luckily for us, we have other parts to look at, so let's get right into it.
So this one day, me and my boyfriend.
Here you go. Eat a big Twinkie, get a big butt. Yep.
So first, let me say, my boyfriend at the time did not want me to get the procedure done, but I insisted. Me and my sister went to get the procedure done.
So you're going to hear how the sisterhood, the online sisterhood of the traveling BBL, talks these women into saying your boyfriend, your husband's just jealous because you're going to look so good. These people work they work with the system, often softly. So they know that they've damaged themselves, so they want to damage other people. Misery loves company. Or a lot of them are bot accounts that push women into getting away from their issues, counseling them on their issues and pushing them in to continue it. Last two nostril hairs. I know everything about I've learned everything I need to know about it. Sorry, brother. Yeah, I'm having amazing surgery, but yeah, dude. Social engineering. Yes, wise, right. Yeah, absolutely. Social engineering. Social engineering. Yes, listen.
Before I got the procedure done, I joined a group on Facebook. It was like a support group. Different women that got it, that's in relationships, just for, to talk about it. So a lot of women in the group was pretty much saying, when you get it, your boyfriend is going to be jealous, so just keep it out on that. So when he was telling me it was smelly down there, I was going to the group saying, he's saying it's smelly down there. They was basically telling me to ignore him. He's jealous, but he'll eventually come around.
Well,
So
he didn't
me
come
and my
around.
sister got the procedure done
Yeah. That's how it was being trained.
So at first, man's was healing up good. It was healing normal. So was my sister's. And I would ask her, is you healing well? She would tell me, yeah. I was healing well. Maybe the first...
This is gross. Reminds me of having a staph infection, Lance. Yes, brother. I had that done before.
I was asking my sister how hers was doing. She said she was not leaking or draining. Mines would close up, but then like a day or two later, it would start leaking again. So I used to put gauze and dressings on it to support the leakage while I may have been outside or out and about. So that's why I had it for a year with the leakage, because there would be points.
You have a freaking wound leaking for a year.
That it would close up, or I would think it was closed up fully, but it wasn't. So one day, me and my boyfriend was about to do something, and he just was like, I cannot take the smell anymore. And he broke up with me, and he left. And that was pretty much that. But he was telling me,
Brazilian butt leaks.
But me listening to the women in a group,
there you go,
thinking they knew what they was talking about, it kind of messed everything up for me. It even got to the point I was wearing jeans in the summertime because it was an embarrassment even looking at it. I'm going to upload the picture right here.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Oh my goodness is right. Oh my goodness is right. Let's see. That's some freaking whack-a-do stuff. Whack-a-do butts. I don't see the reason even without the complications. Buying likes and buying views has damaged people irreparably. Like you have a plastic surgeon that will go to an influencer, like a hot looking Instagram baddie that's got a couple 100,000 subscribers or followers. And then what they'll do is they'll say, hey, I'll donate you this procedure, talk it up, blah, 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 the standard influencer package. And then when they get it done and they post their pictures, the doctor or the clinic will buy a few million views and a few million and a few 100,000 likes. So now her, like, maybe she had 100,000 followers, but now she's got 200,000 or 1 million followers and hundreds of thousands of likes on this picture or story about the procedure. All of the other ones say, oh, I want to go from 50 subs to 1 million subs. And she did it. She got this many, but it was all bots. It was all bought engagement. And then people think, oh, that's what I need to do. Girls that want to be like, I'm tired. I don't want to work anymore. This feminism thing's blah, but maybe not. So feminist empowerment is use your body to make money. So like, I can do that. I've got a credit card. And it works. Boom, boom. They're like, who did your butt, girl? Who did your butt? Oh, Dr. Blah, 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 blah. And then she gets 10% or whatever freaking there, what's that stuff called? The commission is, so if 10 girls do it, she gets 100%, what would be equal of 100% of it. And hundreds will. That's what's going on in China too, with all those fly-by-nights. I just bought 50 USD on the futures market. We just lost $50 on the futures market. No, it's not reasonable. Reason has nothing to do with it. Same thing with Amazon reviews. Most are lies to get you to buy the product. Yeah. Now, is there any women in here? People that want to watch this aren't here yet. Yeah. Girls in their odd social bubbles spending money on zombie asses. Yep. There's always something to fix your yeah, always something, right? Because the issue isn't on you, it's in you. It's your it's a head problem. And not understanding social engineering and not understanding how easily people are influenced and what the markers are. What's crazy is women will cut down the credit, max out their credit cards to pull out loans to pay for BBLs and go into debt because they think they'll make it all back. And like a lot of these girls are prostitutes or are willing to or want to find a sugar daddy. And they believe that by doing that, if they don't make the money on the internet being an Instagram baddie or whatever, then they'll be able to make it on the side. You know what they say about fake people? Fake people attract fake people. Yeah, that looks like it's on its way. What up, overall opposites? We've revived the future dystopia in the 80s movies depicted. That's right. Yeah, they're escorts. Absolutely. 100%. I mean, a lot of them, or they're willing to. They're like, well, and that's a lot of girls these days that are on platforms like that. It's their get out of jail free card. It's okay. I'll max out my credit cards. I'll wreck my credit if I don't become a Instagram baddie influencer making millions of dollars a day, then I'll get a sugar daddy. And if that doesn't work, but of course it'll work, this is how they're talking to themselves, then they'll just go that route. I blame the old song. Yeah, a lot, dude. Listen, I've heard a lot of girls say that, like, well, I thought you liked me. And the fake likes is what really, really, really does it. The big boost in likes. Somebody that usually gets 15 to 20 likes, and all of a sudden they get 100,000 likes, and people are like, oh my goodness, I want people to know I exist too. It's wackadoodle. All right, I'm gonna head off to sleep. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. I love y'all. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night, everybody. Hit the like button on your way out if you haven't. Hit the sub button. We'll be back tomorrow. Love y'all. Bye-bye.